Hello, everyone. God bless and much love to everybody. Hello, Good Fortune. Mountain Nanny. Hello, much love to you. Hello. Yes, I've spoke to Donald and Dudley. Um, I was going to have a live about that tonight, but I had spoke to Candace a little bit ago on the phone. Matter of fact, just got off the phone with her, and so we decided we're going to discuss Jody Sue. I asked Candace to come on live. I don't know if she's going to come up um, or not. I hope she does. I think she has some questions on tonight's the first time she got to hear the recording of Jody Sue. I'm going to go ahead and play that recording again.
A few days ago, had a call made, basically saying that Baltimore/Indy was still here, or that we were there, or some amalgamation of such, and Summer's body was, oh y'all, and everybody was like, we know better, whatever, but the call had been made to an address I'm not actually at.
Okay. I've asked Candace to tune in. If she doesn't want to come live, to at least tune in and listen to this video. I let her listen to it tonight. She was shocked. It's something she has not heard before. Yes, she was a little upset. Um, so I also put her in the know of Jody Sue talking about Baltimore and telling the daughter that he was the last one to see Summer's body also, um, which we already know about that one. Um, yeah, she is hard to understand, but if you listen, if you have a pair of ear earphones or um earplugs that you can plug in, and it makes it a lot easier to understand what she's saying. And I had to intensify it, like, intensify the sound for you guys to understand it as good as Candace is here. Candace says I'm here. Candace, I'm going to drop you a link, honey, if you'd like to come up. You're more than welcome to come up. I understand Benny's going to come in and come up with you. I just dropped a link into the chat. If you'd like to come up, sweetheart, you can come up. I won't let nobody else up on panel while you're here. Um, I think you have a right to say, I think you have every right to come up and speak upon this. I know that Candace is upset right now with this. It's the first time she's heard it, and she's very concerned about it. Absolutely, as she should be. It's to my understandings that she did have suspicions, and this has just made her suspicions even more so. So, absolutely. If you want to come up, Candace, please take a link and come up and have your say. I got Candace back here, I believe. Uh, Candace, I need to see your face, sweetheart. Let me see. Okay, I'm bringing you up, Candace.
Good old Jody Sue right
How you doing, Candace?
I'm okay.
Candace,
got Candace back here, I believe. Candace, I need to see your face, sweetheart.
I'm here.
You have to click out of.
Bringing you up, Candace. Good old
You got to click out the other stream you
doing,
just came up in, hon. There you go.
I'm okay.
Yes, that's much better. Wait. Did you click out the other tab, sweetheart?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Tonight's the first time that you heard what Jody Sue said. Candace, how you feel about that, sweetheart?
Not very good.
Kind of upset about it, ain't you?
Extremely upset.
Yeah. And you have every right to be upset, Candace. Absolutely every right to be upset. You was telling me that you had your suspicions. Did this make your suspicions even stronger now, sweetheart? Hey, Benny, what's up, my brother?
How you doing, Miss Sissy? Good to see you, sister. Hi,
Good.
Candy.
That's a lot.
Benny's here with us, Candace. He just came on panel.
Hey, Benny.
Good to see
Hey,
you,
brother.
sister. I'm just here to support. Just here to support.
Absolutely. I mean, I know she's upset, Benny, and she needs a lot of support right now.
Absolutely.
That was a shocker to her.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
it's a hard deal. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, it is. And it's hard for, tonight's the first night that Candace heard that Jody Sue also said that Baltimore told their daughter that he was the last one to see Summers.
Yeah. That's a tough one, and
It is.
It is. It's one of those things that's it's been lightly or moderately talked about, and it's one of those things that as a friend.
Are you okay, Candace? Are you all right, sweetheart?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah, see, this is the deal right here.
This is
right?
hard for it's hard for you, ain't it, sweetheart?
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay, Candace.
It is. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
Pretty, at this point, Candy, we're we want to believe that Jody Sue is just talking crap, right? And so there's no reason at this moment to believe that what she said is true. So you have to just keep your hope on that, right?
And you have to make sure the TBI checks that out. I mean, I'm sure that you're upset because how did they not make her take a lie detector's test? Why did they not have to do? You, Donald, and your mother had to do that. And that this has been sent to TBI. TBI knows about it. Why have they not acted upon it or done something about it?
Miss.
I don't understand why she can say all this stuff and just.
get
not
away
be
with it.
questioned.
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty
And
much.
and you have every right to be questioning that, sweetheart.
Yeah, Candace made a really good point when we were talking earlier. She was like, "Why haven't Jody Sue's kids been split up and questioned separately?"
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's such a impactful statement, coming from Candace. It's like, whoa, like she's, you can clearly tell Candace has given that a lot of thought.
Absolutely. A lot. Yeah, but I'm going to tell you why, Candace. Here, let's listen to it again, sweetheart. I'm going to play that one again, and I'll
Okay.
explain to you why.
A few days ago, I had a call made, basically saying that Baltimore/Indy was still here, or that we were there, or some amalgamation of such, and Summer's body was, oh y'all, and everybody was like, we know better, whatever. But the call had been made to an address I'm not actually at.
You know why she got away with it? She got away with it because you can't a lot of people. I played this tape for my chat about 10 times in a row one night. One night I kept playing it. And you know what they kept telling me? I don't understand what she's saying. I don't understand what she's saying. What you don't understand is that's how and I even took this one and intensified it so that you could understand it better. I mean, as far as I could get it to, so on the original video, you really couldn't understand it very well. Like I said, I took it and I amped it
She
up
mumbled
to
too
where
much.
so that's how she got away with it. Absolutely. And also a lot of people, my chat tells me they can't stand to listen to her. That she gives, they can't make out what she's saying. So a lot of people don't even pay attention to her at all. And they try to listen, but they just fucking lose it and run off. And that's why she's getting away with this shit right now. But you know what? PG decided I'm going to walk through hell. I'm going to listen to this woman. I'm going to figure out what she said. And it's like, whoa, what the hell did she just say? And then PG got it down. And there you go. There it is. Because you know what? I do listen. And, right there, Candace, and you should be questioning it, hon. You absolutely should be questioning it.
You okay?
She got away with saying that shit, Benny.
Yeah. No, for me, I can hear some of the key words that we're listening for, but for me, it's missing a little bit of context. It's not to say that it isn't something that needs to be looked at again and again and again. It's for me knowing everything I know about Jody Sue, trying to fit it into a context. It's difficult. So you guys, you ladies rather, so much more about Jody Sue and the profile of her. So I'm kind of just supporting, what I'm just here to support.
That's why I brought it to Candace's attention, because Candace, knows Jody Sue real well too. And if this brings tears to Candace's eyes, then Candace knows enough about Jody Sue to know this is important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that true, Candace?
What I don't understand is I've been neighbors with her for 13 years. And like when she come over here, she was mouthy. Like she owned everybody's mountain. And it's like, I live here, you don't.
Right. Like she's Queen
So
of
I always
Sheba up
tried to
on the
keep the
fucking
kids
mountain
away
there.
from her.
Yeah, and she
Yeah.
said that she babysitted your children.
She never babysitted any of my kids and never will.
There you go, folks. Another lie from Jody Sue. And how did you meet Jody Sue, Candace?
Jody Sue actually was at the Priceless parking lot Before then, I believe it was an IGA.
Absolutely. So you didn't meet her up on the hill. You and Donald didn't go up there after they had a peeping Tom the next day and introduce yourselves to her.
No.
Candace didn't ever go up on the hill and introduce herself to Jody Sue, and neither did Donald. So the peeping Tom thing and them showing up the next morning was nothing but a damn lie also. There you go.
Yeah, so let me mention something really quick to the people in the chat. The way that I try to the way that I try to enrich the people in my community is, you have to think of two things in terms of Jody Sue. What those two monumental details are is that she claims to have heard the scream, which was unfounded, and she claimed to have seen a suspect that she thought it was worthy to make a sketch, have a sketch artist for.
Yet it never happened.
And it never happened, right? So,
absolutely.
So then you also throw in, a lesser detail, but also important, was that, her and Boogie were the one that saw.
Absolutely.
Right?
I'm sorry, Benny.
No,
absolutely
okay.
Hopeful. Absolutely. Hopeful says Jody Sue needs a lie detector test immediately.
Absolutely.
She is who I suspect now. Absolutely.
We talked about this on a chat of mine earlier, in that, because of the medications that it appears that she's under the influence of, I think that may be one of the reasons why, that they haven't tried to implement the polygraph with her. I think that they understand that that's sort of a lost cause, right? You just can't ever get to a baseline where you feel like you're dealing with the real Jody Sue, right?
Right, but Andy ain't on no medications, and that's who she's implying did these things. So therefore, he should go in and take one.
I agree. You okay, Candy?
I was just looking at the chat.
I'm sorry, Candace. I am really sorry, man. I'm sorry that I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I feel bad that I'm the one that brought this to you. But I had to, man. It's your daughter, and I just needed for you to know. I'm so sorry.
It's not your fault. I'm just trying to figure out why the Cindy Lou thing said I lie, or the Cindy Zulu or Go or whatever the hell her name is.
So do we have any context?
You know what, Cindy? Goodbye, sweetheart. You bitch, don't come back in here. She's gone, Candace. She's gone. Don't worry about that piece of shit no more.
Do we have any context about when was this audio captured, or what piece of media did it come from, and where, and
it came from Jody Sue's media, and you know what, Benny? She deleted all of her shit. I only have it because some of my chat members, they sent me things through my email.
Yeah.
And asked me to look them over, and that's how they somehow got it before she deleted it. So they sent it to me, and I'm the one that went over top of it all.
So when you say that she's deleted everything, she's deleted all her videos, or just some videos?
What did you say, sweetheart?
When you say she's deleted everything, do you mean everything is deleted, or just some things?
Yeah. No, she deleted like everything. Her first lies, when she was talking all this craziness.
Yeah.
She deleted all that shit. Because she was mad at Andy. She was putting Andy's shit out there because she was upset with him and his new girlfriend and everything. And then she realized she got, oh shit, I made a mistake. And she tried to erase it all.
Do those videos exist in their entirety anywhere else?
I don't know if anybody's got it in the entirety or not. I will ask my chat members if they do. please grab my email, send them to me so I can send them to Benny and send them to Candace.
Yeah, because we'd certainly like to hear what came before and after what we heard, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'd
absolutely.
Like to, yeah, if we could do that, then we would be able to probably render some context. And what I'm interested in is trying to calm Candace down. So if we could, try to find out where that is at, and if it's in its entirety somewhere, so that we can get some clarification and context for Candace, so that she's not thinking that the neighbor lady had something to do with this shit.
TBI, and the FBI and law enforcement, I don't think they're going to really care what came before or after, because them words right there are incriminating as hell, and they're her voice.
Well, no, I understand that, but I mean, in I didn't hear the whole video, so to me, when I think of context, was she saying that she had a dream? I mean, could she have said she was having a dream, or she overheard someone else's conversation?
Absolutely, absolutely not.
No?
Absolutely not. No, this was no dream. This was her actual freaking words saying this. You know what I'm saying? She was just she was, like I said, she was it was there at the almost when she got thrown off the hill, and she was all upset, and she was kind of wanting to get the fit the truth in there about what's some of the truth, I believe. And what happened was is she's seen her airy way and ran back and tried to get rid of it all, but there was some smart people that was faster than her, and they actually downloaded some of her stuff.
So we have the recording that you have pardon me, that you just played.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also have another version of her saying that Andy told Ruru,
the daughter.
Right. So is this two different situations, or is what we're hearing
that is on two different on two different time
occasions.
levels. Yes.
That's what I was afraid you were going to say that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do we have any audio confirmation of her saying about her daughter making that comment or that statement?
That's the one I'm trying to track down right now.
Okay.
I'm trying to track that one down, but I do have video of her saying how much she hates children. I have, matter of fact, let me play you a video where she says she will smother her own child. Hold on.
You okay, Candy?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Do you want to get off? Do you need to get off of here? Or are you okay?
I'm okay.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm looking for it. I'll get it here.
Okay. You having coffee, Candy?
Well, actually, no. I was thinking about going and making a pot, though.
Making some of that some of that mountain coffee, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty strong.
Yeah, funny thing about Candy's coffee, you can actually put it in the lawnmower and then cut the grass.
And then, yeah. And then, yeah, that's hitting. And then I keep smelling fresh babies. Yeah, don't even look at me. You heard me. But fresh babies are fresh babies. Oh, I'm irradiated currently, and no more babies for me, but too many surgeries couldn't probably help him anyway, and if something was wrong, I'd smother him with a fucking pillow. But definitely, I don't want to have to go through amniocentesis to see what the fuck's wrong, or risks, or whatever, and then abortions and whatnot.
There you go. That's what we're dealing with. I smothered my fucking baby with a pillow.
She's very, very insensitive with the talk, and that's, to me, that's unsettling because, you could get somebody that's a tough talker, but when you get somebody that's a tough talker coupled with following out with tough actions, that's someone that definitely, you need to keep an eye on.
They're dangerous, dude.
In my opinion,
Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I did get a little clarification today about the scenario with the land. And maybe I was just late in getting the clarification and that maybe everyone else has already gotten it. But there was a scenario with the septic there, correct?
Yes.
And the septic was running down the back of the hill.
Right.
So a portion of the problem between Jackie Dobbs and Jody Sue was that Jody Sue had moved the line into Jackie Dobbs' property, which thus eliminated the creek, or what she called the creek,
right?
Making her piece bigger. So there definitely was a lot of confusion going on during that time. But what I've come to understand about that situation with all that land talk and all the, the seeping and all that the other jazz was, it was monetarily motivated, in a sense that she was trying to keep from incurring the cost of redoing her septic.
I'm making coffee. Sorry, y'all.
What'd you say?
She's making her some coffee.
Oh, I was telling Donnie that I was making coffee.
So, I don't know. Like I talked.
Well, the thing is they're pretty violent people, Benny, because I'll tell you why. Mr. Dobbs showed up for his land within 5 minutes. I mean, this man didn't no more get the back of his truck open, his dog out, and started to pull a couple things out to settle himself in so he could look over his land, that they were down there pushing all the shit back into his truck, telling him he need to leave. They called the police on him. They attacked him, and within an hour, this poor man was scared to death, all of his stuff packed up in his truck, and the hell out of there. They also told him about 3 hotels that he could go to, and later that night, they went looking for him at those 3 hotels.
Now, I remember you, not you, I remember hearing her say, and she messaged me while we were messaging. She said things like, "What if we could have found Dobbs that night?"
What if they could have? What was they going to do to him?
And why were they looking for him, really?
Exactly. And what I'm trying to say is they go looking for this man the night before, and Summer comes up missing the very next day.
Right.
Did they need a body for something?
I don't know, but you also have to add in the fact that Jody Sue, she told me personally that they knew that Summer was gone, but that Dobbs hadn't been notified or questioned yet, and that Andy called Dobbs and gave him a heads up.
Jody Sue told you that Andy called Dobbs?
Yes.
And gave Dobbs a heads up that he was going to get questioned?
Correct.
I don't believe that at all, because I don't believe Dobbs would have gave them his fucking number. He was so scared. He was so scared that this man changed. I mean, totally arranged his appearance because of out of fear
Of them?
of them. Matter of fact, he's staying with family right now. He can't even go. He's afraid to go stay anywhere by himself.
Huh. Has anyone ever physically talked to Dobbs from our community?
I chatted with him through Facebook chat. It's about I think it was about a couple months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, and he bought that property. He actually didn't get up there. He owned it for a while before he got up there because he was selling all the rest of his things off in order to get the money, collect the money together, because he was going to go up there and actually put himself a little home up there. And because it's just him and his dog, he didn't need nothing big.
So him and his wife were divorcing?
Him and his wife were not together. Okay. And he was scared. He was scared. He didn't even get to see his land. He didn't even get to see it because they wouldn't let him, and there was no way to get up there to it. He wasn't allowed to go up their driveway, and he wasn't allowed to go up the neighbor's driveway. So there's no way he could get up to his land. There was no driveway or no way up to his land.
I see. I did in fact. I'm not going to say I walked up that driveway, but I looked up that driveway, and it does kind of put it into a different perspective about what he would have had to have been dealing with. Like, I truly believe had he been there, and not saw it on site, he, would have been a different thing. But so my issue is that, do we know definite? Hey, yucky.
He actually bought a pig and a poke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, go, baby.
And that's very strange because that was going to be like his forever home. Absolutely. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And that was, just imagine how he felt when he absolutely had nothing.
Yeah.
He sold everything he had, goes there, gets attacked, gets all of this on his back. He's been ridiculed, called names. He didn't only come up there and get all of that, but he also has like anyone that knows about this case staring at him, and that's wrong.
Yeah. That is strange. I do want to kind of make public my ideologies. Jody Sue, her and Andy, they both believe that the dogs are the key to this thing. And Jody Sue always puts a lot of weight on the fact that the Wells dogs weren't around for a couple of days or that day or whatever. But you have to also, when you say the dogs weren't there, you also have to make mention that there were men with chainsaws all over that hill across the street making noise, and making a lot of noise. And so it makes sense that the dogs would be absentee because of all the noise, right?
My dogs don't like a lot of noise.
I don't know why Jody Sue would say that, because one of the dogs had just had pups, and a mother dog won't leave her pups, so that dog had to be there somewhere.
Correct. Correct.
But also, you got to take in consideration, Jody Sue knew all them dogs. They wouldn't carry on if she was around.
In some facet, those dogs did know her. Correct. I truly believe that.
because her and Andy was both over there helping to search for Summer. She was down there wading in the creeks, and the dogs were there at that time. And they didn't seem, the dogs seemed to know her. They wasn't carrying on or bothering or barking or, so that means that they knew her.
Well, the one of the interesting things about Jody Sue and waiting, it was Candace stated she came down there and that woman hadn't been in that water by what Candace could tell. She wasn't wet.
No, she wasn't even
Candace
wet.
said she was dry as a bone.
Right. Now,
yep,
if
she
she says waiting, it gives you the ideology that you're going to come out of that thing with some sort of evidence that you've been in it, right?
Absolutely.
So not only did she say she got in it once, but she said she got in it twice.
Right.
So, there's an issue with that. Not only that, but I've been hearing a lot of chatter about.
And I tell you another thing I didn't like that I just recently heard her say. She just recently said that being in the water, that she got in the water, and being in the water blocks the scent of humans. So that tells me, she is schooled
in the ways.
Amen. There you go.
But it's like she's vamped this story that she wants you to believe all of this, this tech stuff, right? Like I got in the water so the dog couldn't smell. Well, then make sense about why Candace says you weren't actually in the water, though. So, I don't know. That's just strange, right? It's like, and then you got all the meth needles in the water and all this crap she's saying. And, those small, minute details aren't true. Candace said there wasn't any meth garbage in that creek. And I mean, of course,
meth needles in that creek.
I know in Jody Sue, of course, she says,
I've been in that creek before.
Yeah, she says I'm not talking about the Wells side. I'm talking about my side. Man, there ain't nothing down there like that.
Right.
I went looking for it. It's not there.
Yeah, exactly. And what I'm saying is I think that, it should be brought to TBI's attention. It should be brought to the FBI's attention that this needs to be reinvestigated.
From the beginning.
Amen.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
From the beginning.
I agree.
Because let me mention this. This is one of the things that I have the biggest confliction with, ladies, is that when you listen to, there's two narratives, right? You've got the FBI narrative, and the FBI narrative tells you that the dog followed the scent down the dog trail and then it stopped at the road. But then you have the county and the state narrative, which is that there's the very real possibility. I mean, that's their words exactly. The very real possibility that she wandered away. So you have two different agencies saying two completely different things. So what really is it, right? So if it's somewhere in the middle, what is it? But I'll tell you what, neither the Fed nor the state or county narrative places Don and Candace as an offender.
Right. Right. And Jody Sue has me, I know, I don't care what anybody else says, in my opinion, this woman some way she has implicated herself into this, and now, it has to be taken serious.
Right. Is that
absolutely
Dallas, Candy?
Huh?
Is that Dallas?
This is one of the babies. Yeah, that's Dallas.
That dog is named for my city. She is beautiful.
Sure is.
I'm going to have to talk my wife into it.
Candace, was Jody Sue acting any way towards the children before Summer came up missing? I mean, was she being mean to them or looking at them or, I mean, did you find anything?
She wouldn't really say nothing to the kids, But she would look at them like they were like evil kids, like they were
like peasants.
They didn't need to be around here. Yeah, like peasants.
Yeah, she sure didn't like children.
Do we have any idea where Booger was at
I have no idea.
that day? We don't.
I don't know.
Well, we do know that day he was driving his grandmother's truck, which was a red truck, right?
From what I hear, yes.
Yeah.
And doesn't Jody Sue's mother own a red pickup truck?
Yes, that was the truck that Boogie
Yeah.
would have been driving during that time.
And that's her son.
Boogie, that would be
Yes.
be her grandson.
Okay.
That's Jody Sue's son, Boogie.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, I find it funny that it happened to be a red truck they seen turning into a driveway.
Right. And you know when
criminals sometimes use a little truth.
Absolutely. Not even just criminals, even liars.
Absolutely.
You know, they say there's 50% truth in every lie, but you know, you have to try to quantify. See, there's two scenarios that happened across on their side of the hill, which was first, they both saw the flash of a red truck.
Right.
Because Jody Sue says she asked Boogie, who was that? Right. So if Jody Sue saw it and she was able to ask Boogie, who was it? That automatically means that Boogie allegedly saw it too.
Right.
Then after the truck situation, you hear the scream. Boogie and his mom both say they heard the scream.
Right.
But both of these scenarios have been unfounded.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You've got to make that make sense, and it just doesn't. Okay. It won't make sense.
It's not, because it's phantom.
I wish I could comment. I wish I could comment on these comments because, man.
Go ahead, Candace. Comment, hun. The floor is yours up there.
Oh, this is Deborah Hayes says, so I'm lying and I need rehab. So what am I lying about? That's what I'd like to know.
You know what, Candy? It wouldn't even be worth engaging those folks.
It's not worth answering those comments.
No, don't even engage them, honey.
Just,
yeah.
You know, it really ain't. It really ain't. But they just make me mad. Like, I have nothing to lie about.
And not only that, but she passed the polygraph, whoever you are. And if you don't like the fact that she passed the polygraph, well, it's been almost 7 months. Their phones came back good. Everything came back good. Not one slip up. If there would have been one slip up, these folks would be in jail right now, and this would be a totally different panel. Okay?
And also, you got to take in consideration that they're not the ones saying crazy stuff like Jody Sue.
Correct. And inconsistent things, right? So, I mean, they gave their statement early on, and it's the statement that we heard, and it stayed the same. It hasn't wavered. It hasn't changed. It's remained the same. And that's, the truth will remain when the world's on fire.
And Candace has been up there. She said that 2 weeks into it, she kind of suspected something the way Jody Sue was acting, but chose to dismiss it because, she thought Jody Sue's her friend. So she chose to dismiss it.
That's the way she acted. She acted like she was my friend. But...
So, Candy, let me ask you, when you came down the hill and she was there and you had Donnie on the speakerphone, I know we talked about this somewhere else, but let's talk about it here. At no point did Jody Sue mention to you that she had saw the flash of a red vehicle or heard a scream, correct?
None at all.
I don't know. It seems like when you are trying to help a mother find her missing daughter, you might mention that you saw the flash of a red vehicle, right?
Right.
And that you heard a scream.
Absolutely.
You don't,
if you
you don't wait till 2 days later to tell that.
no, because
Her words to
when
me was she was waiting for Andy to get there. That's what she told me.
And what time was that?
Oh gosh,
Around the
I'm not even
4:30
sure,
hour?
Benny, right now.
Okay.
Around 4:30, yeah, about 4:30, 5 o'clock.
So she said at 4:30 she was waiting for Andy, right? With her purse down there?
Yeah, that's what she said because they had to go to town and take care of some business.
Right. Andy just said on my channel 3 days ago that he was spotted on the road after 6 o'clock. So you mean to tell me that she was down there at
I heard that.
4:30 and she was going to have to wait down at
That's
the end
what
of that
she
driveway
said.
for almost 2 hours for him? That don't make sense.
also, if she was waiting for Andy,
Yeah,
why didn't she have her cell
right.
phone?
I mean, I wouldn't walk down to the end of Candace's driveway and stand and wait there for an hour and a half until Don came and picked me up.
Now, if she
Like,
was standing down there, was that after Summer had came up missing?
I don't know when she got down there. I just know when I drove down in my mom's truck, she was down there.
Okay.
was she already looking or was she doing something different?
She was just standing on the corner.
Very, very interesting.
Right.
Was it surprising you coming down the drive knowing your daughter
Yeah,
was missing?
because usually Jody Sue don't walk around.
Right. So you say she doesn't walk around, but she was seen in at least one search, correct?
From what I'm aware of, yes.
Yeah. That's interesting. I don't really know why it's interesting and in what degree, negative or positive, but it's definitely interesting because, for the hell that this woman has caused these people, she started out on their side by saying she saw a suspect and she needed a sketch artist. If the suspect would have been Don, she wouldn't have needed a sketch artist. She just would have said, it's that guy. So, I mean, Jody Sue is
Right.
pretty much already set the stage from the very beginning that it was a red vehicle that was either dusty or missing the clear coat, and she heard a scream. Right? I mean, all of these things, and this, this alleged suspect, she's already set the scene for everything else except for Don and Candace being involved.
She has said the craziest stuff, and she absolutely, I believe that TBI should be checking into this because, and she also made mention she was counting up, and she said that she seemed to know exactly the time frame that Summer was missing also. And I found that to be awful damn weird too.
Yeah, because even Don, even Candace isn't exactly sure of every single minute during that
But Jody
time.
Sue was.
Right.
Jody Sue was. How could she be? How could she know the time frame?
Well, then you have to ask yourself one of two questions. Was she involved and that's how she knows the timeline? Or is she just lying her way into the timeline? Because,
I don't think you could I don't think you would know it like that unless you were. You would have to. What I'm saying is, you pretty much have to be there to get it down like that.
I agree. But I think that it's also the possibility that timeline could be something that you could polish and smooth as you learn it,
And why did she come out? Why did she bring herself
because for a long time we just knew that there was an issue with Jackie Dobbs across the property line and an issue with a neighbor. That's all we knew for a long time. And then boom, the emergence of Jody Sue, right? So that's exactly how it happened, right? There was a lot of talk about Dobbs being over the line. But we never knew who she was. And then bam, she came on.
My question for her is why is she following the case? What I'm saying is she's following the case closer, watching every single thing, trying to debunk anything that could possibly implicate her in any way, more so than the parents are. You would think Candace and Donald would be the ones watching it that close because it's their child. But this woman is watching it. And what bothers me is she ran into my live over here and our live and demanded me and my family, because that's what we are over here. We're a family for Summer. And she demanded me and my family to play a video for her ASAP. And we told her, hell no, we're going to play it when we want to play it. Get the hell out of here. And she's like, I ain't got time to stick around. Play it right now. And I was like, and that made me not want to play it even more so. Right. So then she ran over to Ziggy's and tried to debunk everything before it even got played because she was afraid of what was going to be played.
I can tell you, in my opinion, one of the reasons why I think she's following this so closely, and it's 72,000 reasons. You have to understand that the people, hypothetically, in high probability, this $72,000 reward is to tempt somebody that lives in the area that can get the reward, right? So
yeah, well, you're not going to get the reward. You're not going to get a reward because a lot of times before you can get something, they want you to do a polygraphs too.
Absolutely. They're highly, highly conditional.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so the reward fund would be out of the question for her.
Absolutely. But you have to quantify why someone keeps putting themselves into a scenario. It's not like she keeps trying to dig her way out of the hole. She just continually makes efforts to continue digging the hole. So to try to find the motivation is going to be very difficult.
Thank you, LA Legit. She says prayers to you, Candace. Prayers, love, much love from Texas, sweetheart. God bless you.
Thank you.
We have so many purple hearts in here tonight. Thank you, everybody, for the purple hearts. Thank you so much. And let Candace know how much we love Summer, how much we absolutely love Summer. Absolutely. And over here, our goal is to find the truth. We are going to find the truth. We are going to bring Summer home. We are going to get justice. That's what we're all about. Over here, it's all about Summer. Summer is the victim, not Jody Sue, right. Not anyone else, but Summer. And that's who we want to find, and that's who we are going to get justice for.
I've got a little baby son that's trying to FaceTime me. If I don't answer it, he's going to be hot on my tail.
Go answer him, Benny. Go answer him.
I love you guys. I'll try to catch back up with you here in a few minutes if I can.
All right.
Love you, Candy. Bye-bye. Thank you, Sissy.
Love you.
Thank you. Candace, I am so sorry you had to hear about this tonight. I know that it's the last thing that you wanted to hear. Is it going to give you a new perspective on things now? I mean,
it has given me a new perspective on a lot of things.
And hopefully it's opened your mind. It's really, I'm sure it's something that's opened your mind, yes?
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah, there's no words I could say that, could help the way you're feeling right now. I know that. I absolutely know that. I'm so sorry. There's nothing, you could say to heal that kind of hurt. I'm sure.
There's no words.
No, there isn't. But I pray that God sends you some peace and comforts. I hope He sends you some.
I just pray that our baby comes back home safe and we can find her.
If you know, if Jody Sue did do something with her, um, what do you think? I mean, do you think that she would still be alive? I mean, I know that's a hard question for a mother to answer, and I know you want to keep faith and hope and everything. But from what you've heard, what is your perspective
I
on that?
pray every night that I I pray every night that she's still alive and safe, and pray to God that she's being fed and took care of. But the way Jody Sue talks, I like how she wants to kill and suffocate kids and don't care about them. That part of me is there's no hope. There's nothing on that side.
Are you going to go to TBI now?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Are you going to be down at
Yep,
the?
I'm gonna go speak with them tomorrow.
I absolutely think you should, Candace. I absolutely think you should, hon. Candace found out tonight what Jody Sue had said. She heard the tape. She had no idea that Jody Sue had said that um, about hauling off Summer's body. She had no idea that Jody Sue's daughter had been told by Andy that he was the last one to see Summer's dead body. I don't like to say that in front of Candace with Candace up here, but I am so sorry. It's the truth. We all know that she said it. And Candace has been so busy with so many other things in the background she's been doing that she didn't have time to listen, or no one has ever brought this to her attention. It's the first time she's hearing it now. Lady Slipper sends much love. Much love. They said we will never give up on Candace, Summer. Or we will never give up on Summer, Candace. Much love.
I'm never gonna
I
give up
have
on her either.
a lady say that her heart is breaking in here right now. They said stay strong with love, Candace.
Tell them all I said thank you and much love. God bless them all.
Um, it says please let her know we love her. Um, our bucket list has holes.
I see that.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're sending much love, Candace. I got a beautiful chat over here. My we get some trolls in here that says bad things to people and stuff, but for the most part, um, the good outweighs the bad over here for sure. It totally outweighs the bad over here. We pray for everybody. We love everybody. You know, absolutely. And as I told you, you've come up over here. You'll always be safe here. You always got a place to talk here. We're always open panel. We own this. Not you don't get timed out. You don't get booted off. This is America, land of the free, home of the brave. Freedom of speech we believe in.
Right.
And so always know that anytime you want to come up, you got a place to talk. And I hope you come up again. And I hope you come up again and let us know, you know I hope you come up tomorrow night and let us know what happened at TBI. I hope you come up and tell them
Well,
that you wanted some damn answers. That that you've reported it and you want answers.
I sure will.
How is Donald feeling about all of this?
I'm not so sure. I think he's asleep. I've been up taking care of puppies.
They sure are beautiful. How many did she have this time?
She had 7.
Oh, she had a litter of 7. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
They are beautiful. They are beautiful. And which one of your puppies had that litter?
Yucky.
Oh, those are Yucky's pups? Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
they're Yucky's pup. Yep.
I talked to
This one that
Candace.
I'm holding is Dallas.
I had talked to Candace tonight because I didn't think that was Yucky. And she enlightened me that
Yeah,
yes, it was that the white between his eyes had, as he got bigger, disappeared.
yep.
I'm sorry about that.
Oh, you're okay.
Always somebody trying to call. I got
Yeah, this
myself a
one that I'm
stalker,
holding right
Candace.
now, I named him Dallas, and he just he don't care which way I hold him. He lays upside down and wherever which way he wants to lay and goes to sleep.
He sure is cute. He sure is cute. Have you guys got a lot more
He's a
done on
good
the
boy.
house there?
I've been trying to do everything I could do on the house, but Donnie works and I work on the house, so
Well, it's looking beautiful. I could tell you've been painting back there. I could
yeah,
tell
we
you've been
painted the
putting.
whole entire kitchen.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's absolutely. Are you going to get brand new carpet put throughout the out it?
Uh, I don't know. Probably in the boys' room, I probably will put carpet, but in the kitchen, I'm not so sure yet.
You're going to go with maybe wood floors. They're so nice. I love wood.
Yeah,
Tennessee Shine, thank you.
either wood
She's.
or linoleum.
Oh, you're thinking of linoleum? It's nice too. And she says, Candace, love you,
Yeah.
sis. In Christ. PG, mod me, and a few will be gone.
Thanks, Tennessee
She's get,
Shine.
Tennessee Shine's gonna go mayhem on the on everybody.
All
Um,
right. What are you doing, baby?
Alabama loves. She says, Summer Moon, Utah Wells, much love. Absolutely, Nora. Thank you very much. God bless. Mountain Nanny sends much
You
love.
know,
Yeah, we got a beautiful, beautiful people over here. God bless us. And Tala says, Candace, we are here for you anytime. Much love to you, sweetheart.
thank
Yeah,
y'all.
God bless you, Candace. God bless
Well,
you. I am so sorry I had to be the bearer, but you had
that's
every
okay.
right
It's
to
not your
know.
fault.
You had every right to know. Your your Summer's mother. You got every right. You should have known about this long before now. You know, more could have been done had you knew.
Right.
Good Fortune says, PG, ask her how the housework is going. She said that it's going beautifully. It is going beautifully, right, Candace?
It's going as good as it can get.
Candace is taking photographs of the dog.
Yeah, because it's all laid out in my hand, like it don't like it's just knocked out, like upside down even.
Look, it's sleeping like a little human. That is so
Yeah,
cute.
yeah.
That is really cute.
It's just
Oh
and
my
it's
goodness.
having puppy dreams.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, dogs do smell. She said she wanted to thank you for coming live on Candace.
Thank y'all for having me.
Oh, we got
What are you
somebody. Annie A
doing?
wants to know what type of dog it is. Oh no, she says, PG, please ask Candace what type of dog Jody Sue had chained up.
A bull mastiff.
Oh, damn, that's a bad
Yeah,
dog.
it was very mean dog. Yeah, it was a very mean, aggressive dog. What are you doing, baby? Let's stop. It rolls over in my hand and just lays there. What are you doing? No.
Um, yeah, Tella says yes. Thank you, Candace. Thank you. They're so happy that you came live. They're so happy that you answered the questions. That Jody Sue's been putting off on you guys. I mean, you know, I don't understand why she was trying to make you and Donald look so bad. You know, she's
I
supposed
don't
to
know
been your
why
friend.
either.
You said that she
Yeah.
wanted to buy your land, and she's been kind of mad and crappy at you ever since.
Yep.
And she wanted,
And that's
and she
how
didn't know.
how.
Go
Yeah.
ahead,
Ever
sweetheart.
since I told her that we weren't gonna sell, ever since I told her that we weren't gonna sell, she's been very evil and mean.
Yeah.
I gotta put this puppy back down in the puppy house with the rest of them.
And did you want to stay on live with us, or did you want to get off, Candace?
I think I'm gonna get ready to go lay down and go to bed for the night.
Oh, okay. Well, God bless you, Candace, and thank you so much for coming on tonight. And I told you I'll try to send you the rest of the recordings tomorrow. Um,
Okay.
all right, sweetheart.
Okay. We'll talk later.
All right, make sure you give me a call, sweetheart, tomorrow when you get a chance to talk.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Good night, Candace. God bless.
All right. Night and God bless y'all.
Well, there you go. That was Candace. She came up, as everyone could see. She is definitely distraught about what she heard, and I thank you all for welcoming her up, and I can't say that everybody in chat was kind. I did have to block a couple people. I don't like to do that, but sometimes you have to make executive decisions when people are getting really evil. But I gotta say, for the most part, you know, everybody was kind and caring, and I thank you all for that. I absolutely thank you. Um, So I'm going to start sending links in the down if anyone would like to come up and give their take on what they think. I would be most happy to hear it. Um, absolutely, I would love to hear, you know, your intake on what you think now. Yeah, she did look like she lost some weight. Um, and as you can see, she's staying sober. She's drinking coffee. She's staying sober. She's working on the house. And I told her how proud I was. I was really shocked tonight when I called her, and um she answered the phone. She hadn't been drinking or anything, and I've been talking to him over the past few weeks, and she's been doing really awesome. And you know what? Thumbs up to her. Thumbs up to her. God bless her, because she really is. She really is fighting to to stay sober and just hanging on to the pop and the coffee and I'm sure her cigarettes and vapes. She's hanging on to those. It's probably what's helping her get through everything. And ain't nothing wrong with that, because that don't impair your judgment or anything like that. She's still so she's doing really good. Absolutely.
It's amazing
Absolutely.
to see that.
Absolutely. Oh, go ahead, Beth.
I was gonna
Absolutely,
say
Sarah.
it was amazing to see that she kind of had a smile on her face for a little bit.
Yeah, she did. And that was wonderful. I felt bad because I had, you know, she said, "Love that you came on, Candace." Absolutely. How you doing, Tennessee Shine?
Hello, Prayer
I
Garden.
I hear a
Amazing
phone.
interview.
Um, yeah, wasn't it amazing?
Yep,
I was so glad that Candace trusts me enough, to come onto my channel.
yep.
Um, you know, I told her she's my Sour Patch Kid.
She needs a safe place where she can come to and
Absolutely. And
won't be ridiculed and stuff. I mean,
yeah,
but
I was
that's
busting their asses out of here tonight.
I know I seen. That's what I said. You need a mod, like if they're gonna come on chat, be on our in the thing. You need to mod a couple of us that's here every night that you could trust. That
Exactly. Exactly. And I was
Just don't
uh
mod me.
yeah. Don't mod best. He ain't gonna
yeah,
throw
I'll
them all
mod.
out.
I ain't gonna be unfair. I'd always but I go still let them be mean and talk to her. I mean, people are awful. I just
They
don't
can
understand how
be.
grown
They
adults.
absolutely can be. And you know, I only have like 3 mods, but um I was definitely proud of them tonight. And even my tech was blasting them out of there. So I was really proud that they did that, because I am 100%
I
for
get
freedom of
what you
speech, but you
right,
know,
yeah.
and
Yeah, they need their little butts timed out at least for a little bit so you come in here and talk trashy stuff like that. I just don't can't comprehend how adults even act that way.
absolutely, I don't. When they was talking that way tonight, I just, I just, I was like block. You know,
Yeah.
they,
You didn't have no
block.
other choice.
They ain't. There ain't no other choice in a situation like that. I mean, this is Summer's mother, and
Mm-hmm.
she had just heard a devastating fact, and and as you've seen, she actually cried. And she
Yeah,
thought
that's what
Jody Sue
yeah.
was her friend. And, she's Candace is so busy with that house, and she's also busy with, CPS, and she's also busy um with the law enforcement, and she's busy also, just trying to maintain her life. And right now, as you know, she's struggling to, you know, to drink coffee and soda pops and other things in the evenings, and keep herself together. And she's going through a lot, and she's just
She's grieving herself. I mean,
yeah,
she's
she is
lost probably 50 pounds.
she is
It's just grief.
she is grieving, I'm sure. And then to hear what Jody, because she ain't got time to listen to Jody
Oh,
Sue.
yeah.
She couldn't understand Joe. I had to play that particular thing for her more than once tonight when she was on the phone with me, and I had to keep playing it, over and over before she could get the gist of it as well. Jody Sue is very hard to understand,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the only reason I understand her is because I've always been around a lot of hillbilly people that talk funny anyway, and so I'm a little bit better at deciphering what people saying when they're talking like she does. And I don't think Jody Sue talks that country either. I think she does that
Yeah.
on purpose, hoping that she wants you to not really. She wants to run her mouth in those riddles and you not really understand it as it is.
Well,
Is
That's
she
somebody
definitely cannot
calling
be
you?
from here.
absolutely not, sweetheart. Why?
It sounds like a phone,
Oh,
like
yeah, you
That's what
might.
they
vibrating.
keep saying. I don't hear it. Might be mine. I'll hang up and see if it's mine.
I
No,
Let
hear
it come down for a minute.
vibrating.
it's absolutely mine. Um,
Yeah, it's
Oh.
vibrating. It's going brrr, brrr.
it's absolutely mine.
I
And
can't
and
believe
it's
I
my
don't even hear it.
it's my stalker. Hold on a minute, because if if he blasts anything out about, he is not going to blast nothing out on live about Candace tonight. That ain't happening.
Metal, I mean, she might be, but that's only been going on for a week or two, a couple weeks or whatever. She's been losing weight ever since it's happened. She's losing weight over grief. I mean, no matter what you think or someone that loses every children they have, what they live for, regardless of what anyone thinks. When you seen her, she always had her kids. They was out swimming. They was out hiking. They was out. Most kids would love to have a parent that would do the things she used to do with her kids. So she's grieving. When your life revolves around your kid and then everything's took from you at one time, you're going to lose your shit or crap, no matter who it is.
Uh, she seemed like she was a little bit happy, even though there's some bad news that was given to her.
Oh, my
She
little
seemed
problem
happier
child
than what.
stalker.
Probably said some racist
I
things, didn't he?
think he loves us.
Lover, you might think she's guilty, but I mean, that don't mean she is. I haven't never thought it because I've always thought that it was someone that did take her.
Well, see, I don't think that.
But you're going to be guilty, right? Yeah, guilt. You'll have guilt no matter what. If my kid got hurt on my clock, no matter what it was, it eats me up with guilt. Period. My little boy was running around the stove one night when he's little and busted his lip open. I screamed and cried, and I swear you thought I was getting a stitches and stuff. He's looking at me, 2 years old. Mommy, it's okay. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. And I'm thinking, Lord, I need to chill out. But it's just guilt. That's a mother. That's what mothers do.
I
We
still
love our
think
children
that.
unconditionally.
I still think she's. There's something there that's. It's just getting overlooked. You
There's a
know what I
lot
mean?
getting overlooked. I have to see your face, sweetheart, to bring you up to 56.
Tennis to
Okay.
shine.
All right, sweetheart. I'm bringing you up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say that you was standing next to your car, something happened that was kind of tragic, and it kind of stunned you,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't remember exactly what you've seen. You know it was bad, but you block it out. Does that make
Mm-hmm.
sense?
Yep.
Okay, so maybe there was something that she wasn't paying attention, but she's seen. It's just not there now. She just can't remember what it was. That's what I think happened. I don't think she's guilty. I don't think she did anything. I just
Right.
think it's like you lost your sunglasses and the whole time they was on your head. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's
Yep.
that part of your mind that can't remember that
Mm-hmm.
certain part.
Yeah. Definitely.
Um,
I just wish she would come. Yeah,
Well,
yeah. I
Metal
think
Mike,
Squall Tits has
I've
got a lot of those videos.
everybody I've seen that's detoxing and in recovery, uh, they gain weight. Every person I know. My brother is
hello,
like the big counselor at the
256.
recovering place.
Can you hear me, 256?
Yes, Prayer Garden, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, sweetheart. Did you have something you like to say?
Actually, I have a hell of a lot to say, but I'm just
Go ahead,
gonna
sweetheart.
come in with, um, yes. Um, First thing is, um, the lady who just on the panel who was just talking about Candace always taking pictures of her kids and
Mm-hmm.
taking them on outings. That was amazing. Those kids lived. They did a lot of stuff. Cause I was a
Absolutely.
kid. Yes. Even Candace, you can tell she was missing her kids. She was even taking pictures of the puppy, y'all.
I noticed.
Like, she's actually a nurturing person. She misses and loves her kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
Mm-mm.
No, never. Like, but so many people are so rude and that's them though. That they got to find their own peace. But what I came on to say was more about Jody Sue. Um, she one shady bitch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm kind of with you.
yeah. I mean, let's if we're coming here to speak peace and honesty, if you don't agree, just say no. I don't agree. But something's up with that, y'all.
Yeah,
I
Um,
mean, too much
something.
is being said. We've heard her say a lot. We need to hear what she's not saying.
Um, well,
What do y'all think she's not saying?
I think that she just got wind tonight of um of what Jody Sue has said. Um,
Oh,
it was very disturbing and very shocking to her, as you can
Candace,
tell.
yes, but Jody Sue's not saying a whole lot.
Jody Sue's saying a hell of a lot, and a hell of a lot of it's weird. Um, you
Right,
know,
Bear Garden. She is saying a lot, but what we need to figure out is what is she not saying? What is the part we're missing? Something's wrong with this situation with her.
uh, Jody Sue. Jody Sue is holding. Jody Sue has a lot she's not saying, and Candace has a lot she's not saying as well. I fully agree. And, I fully agree on both levels of that. So, Um, what did we learn tonight? I learned quite a bit. Um, I
I
learned
seen
quite a bit.
something I've seen, Prayer Garden. I've seen a nurturing mother that was nurturing a little puppy, and taking
Absolutely.
pictures of a puppy that she usually
Absolutely.
would be taking of her children, but they're gone.
And I saw that too. Absolutely. But um,
Everybody wants to hate and have anger, and we all want Summer home, but
we all want the truth. That's all we really want is the truth.
but I,
That's what we are fighting for. That's what we want.
uh,
And like I told Candace, she said she's taking this to TBI tomorrow.
mhm.
I would like for her to come back on tomorrow night and let us know how that went. I'd like to know, if they took it serious, if they told her they're going to, look into it. Um, I'd like to know if, because I know this has been turned into TBI
Yeah, squall
before, but it
tits.
ain't been turned in by Candace. And maybe,
Right.
they think that if it ain't, they probably believe that Candace has seen it. And if it wasn't a big deal for her, that it ain't a big deal for them. But I think when she goes and turns it in herself, it might become a big deal now.
Uh, Squall tits has got all those videos, and she's already turned them all in. So it's what she says she's done. So
But
I'm
Is
not
Squall
sure.
is Squall Tit in
Baltic
here
is
right
not
now?
the mama. She's not the mama though. Like Prayer Garden just said, it may go a lot further and mean a lot more to TBI if the mother of
Ab-
Summer,
absolutely.
she
Right, right. No, what I'm saying is, I think the videos were turned in to the TBI because she
true.
recorded all
Several
of them.
people have turned
Yeah,
TBI.
she's
Several
got
people.
the
Yes.
videos.
Yes. And the thing is when you turn in a video to TBI,
Hmm.
especially of Jody Sue, hell, if none of us want to listen to it, do you really think they're going to? Uh,
Well, the sad
I don't.
thing is they have to.
See,
But
the
if the
thing is,
mother is pushing the envelope, they
the
really
thing
have a choice
is,
to go listen to it.
that's why you take the important clip out of it, like I did. Because see now TV this draws the attention to TBI. It's like it's only a few seconds they have to listen, and like, damn, we how did we miss that? Maybe they missed it.
Because she's probably
That's
been up their ass so much, Jody Sue has, till they don't want to
oh.
hear her anymore or even study her. But all this fresh stuff is like, the public, the mother now, like of all
256, I
people,
love
the
you.
mother.
You are absolutely right. Yeah,
Yeah,
you hit that nail right on the head.
yeah, why not be like center of attention when you're like they putting you in the backstage? They're like pushing you away. They're sick of you, and you're going to keep on keeping on because you don't want to be looked at.
Somebody in my chat said you have to have damn good earbuds.
I'm sorry. I am a country girl, y'all, and I smoke, and I've had like 5 glasses of wine, but I'm just pissed off about all this. But one thing I would, before I end getting out of here, is I wish Candace and Dawn would show up at the protest with all those snobby bitches that's going up there making all this money off of Summer. I wish Candace and Dawn would show up at their protest when they go protest TBI.
They should be protesting too. I
They
mean,
should go. I mean,
how
it ain't this part of me that I know this is bad, but it's not. This part to me is not about Summer because with them bitches, it ain't about Summer. It's
Yeah, it's
about their
about making
money.
money.
Yes, and I wish Dawn and Candace would show up and show them motherfuckers that they're there for their daughter. I wish they would show up at the protest and show them that, they do care and they're ready to hear what TBI has to give as well as we are.
and Donald Sissy Wells, she says I have the whole Facebook video clip. So does TBI. It doesn't say what you said it does. Yes, then you got the wrong clip if it doesn't say that part, because that is definitely
Yeah,
Jody
there's
Sue's
multiple
voice.
videos.
There is multiple ones, and absolutely that is Jody Sue's voice, hon. I can't. How how am I going to get her voice saying something like that if she didn't say it? It did come from. It absolutely came from her one of her videos, and someone had sent it to me, and that's how I got a hold of it. And when they sent it to me, they told me that she had deleted them all.
And that
That's
whole
also how I knew she had deleted them all. So, um, and I went to check, and yes, she did. Absolutely, she did. So, you know,
yeah,
whoever,
I
the one
listened
that
to a
sent
lot of
that
those
to me knows
videos.
who they are. And you know what? Thank you. God bless you. Thank you, and God bless you. I ain't gonna name no names, but you are on the money and very trustworthy, and I appreciate that. Absolutely. I've got a lot of people that hit me up through email, and you do not know how much you help me when you send me things and stuff, and I go research it, and God bless. A lot of it is, yeah, it's going down a rabbit hole, and absolutely, I'm running you around the bush, but a whole lot of it is leading to some awesome evidence, and you don't know how much you're helping this case by doing what you're doing. So, absolutely, God bless you.
We don't play the whole video over here. Yeah, so she can turn around and flag the video. Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, no,
We
no,
play we play about 2 2 second, maybe a 2 minute clip, and we discuss it. It's fair use.
absolutely. But you ain't allowed to play nobody's full clips, or you get in
Yeah, you're
trouble.
not supposed to. Yeah,
Yeah, you can, due to fair use, you can play. You are allowed to play a certain
yeah,
amount.
yeah. You got to cut it up. You got to stop
Yeah,
it and talk over it,
right.
then start playing
Absolutely.
it again. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I don't want their full clip anyway. I just want what's important,
Yep.
and what we need to know. And that was very important. And yes, we did need to know it, and we had every right to know it. Just like Candace had every right to know it. And absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of those videos that I already watched before they got deleted. So
Absolutely. She did look good tonight, Sue Tucker. Absolutely. She is definitely trying to take care of herself, and that's wonderful to see.
yeah, that's
Absolutely.
what I was saying. She looked like she was a little bit happy tonight. She didn't look so sad like she normally does.
Right. Right. And I appreciate Benny coming up and supporting her while she was up here.
Yeah, I kind of wish he would come back because I wanted to let him know that I don't have any bad blood towards him. People keep saying that I'm bashing him, and I've never said anything bad about him.
Um, yeah, I didn't hear her say she said I'm private. I heard out Jody Sue's own mouth, um, off of one of her lives recently, that she deleted them. That she actually deleted her videos is what she said. So I don't know if she said she lies so much. I don't know if she deleted or if she privatized them. That's what I'm saying. Her story does switch quite often,
Sorry,
and
I'm muting.
and yeah, she does, and it could be nothing but nerve wracking trying to listen to this lady, and um I give all God all glory for allowing me to be able to muster through what little bit that I do and listening to this woman's voice. And you can't tamper with evidence. I mean, once somebody spits something out of their mouth on YouTube, it becomes public knowledge. And it is no longer private. It becomes public knowledge. You ain't tampering with nothing if they come out here and tell you all about it.
Yeah, whatever comes to YouTube is no longer private.
Exactly. That's what I'm. You have that right, Best. Absolutely.
Okay, if she didn't delete them, then she hid them. So it's the same thing as deleting them. If you can't go to her page and find them, then they're gone. Then they're deleted to us.
You're right, Brenda. Absolutely. Nobody can just blame one person because we do not know who took Summer. It could have been Candace, Jody Sue, or whoever. We just don't know. You know, you're absolutely right. We do have our theory. That's the great thing about over here. You know, we all have our theories. We all, are collecting our. We are listening to everything. We're collecting our own evidence. We all have our own theories, and we agree to disagree, and that's awesome. Where can you go and agree to disagree anymore and still love one another? I mean, and respect one another. I here, I know here we can. And that's awesome. We don't have to think like everybody else thinks. We get to think the way we want to think over here and have our own opinions you know, and that's the great thing, uh, everybody knows that, um, everyone already knows that, me and Candace, we have a rocky relationship, where we love each other one day and we fight the next day. And, like I said, she's my Sour Patch Kid. And we just hug it out. That's what you do. That's what you do. And that's the Christian thing to do. You're not always going to agree with people, you know? And, you know, Candace knows, how Prayer Garden thinks, and Prayer Garden knows how Candace thinks. And, and it's okay between us, because we're not the same human beings. We're going to have different views, different opinions, and we understand that. And, you know, how else are we going to change one another's minds or find the truth or, you know, and so forth if we don't work together? You got to work together. Everybody's got to work together, As I said, a lot of people have sent me emails, leading nowhere, and a lot sends me emails that lead somewhere. And sometimes the same person sends me one that didn't lead me nowhere, but they sent one right after that I'm like, wow, you know, absolutely, thank you. So, you know, there it goes that the same person can, um, do a spin around as well, with oneself in their thinking.
Hey,
If
Fair Garden.
anybody, that was one of those things that was, like in my head it made sense, but I bet coming out my mouth it didn't. Like,
Hey, I went and looked. Those videos are still there. I think you just got blocked. That's all.
Her first videos are not there unless she unblocked them because everybody was talking about them being gone. They were gone. Beth, absolutely gone.
Yeah, I just went and looked again. So
because she's made
she
a bunch
must
of
have
new
brought.
ones.
Yeah, I think she put them back up there.
Oh, really? Well, you think she altered them?
I'm not
I mean,
sure.
I can,
I'll
I
have to
can,
look.
I can check. I'll check tomorrow because I have the videos where she said that stuff, and I could go back and pull. If she's put them back up, I'll pull and see if it's been cut. Because when you have the original, and if she tampered with the one she put back up, that's even going to look worse on her. Absolutely, TBI would really be interested in that one. Absolutely. I'm not saying. Well, my tick just moved that for me. But yes, we should keep an open mind. Absolutely. Just because we think it, don't make it true. Yeah, she's probably editing them right now. You are absolutely right, sweetheart. Absolutely right. She says, I just started watching PG and BK in the last 3 days. I feel better for it. God bless you. Mama, I don't know who you're talking about. Mama G says, talks out of both sides of your mouth. I don't know if you're directing that to me. I don't know if you're directing that towards Candace or Jody Sue or, might want to add a PG in there or a Candace or something so we at least know who you're talking about.
Could be talking about me.
Yeah, she could be talking about you, Vest. See, that's the kind of friends you need, like Vest. He's willing to take the bullet for you.
Yep.
God bless you.
Like I said, I'm your chat's punching bag.
Molly said, I'm the mod that's timing some people out if they are being disrespectful or spamming. Molly, I think you've done a great job tonight. God bless you. God bless you. And John Q, you have to show me your face to come up, sweetheart.
Oh, John Q. Ooh.
I have to see you. Okay, sweetheart, I'm bringing you up. How you doing, sweetheart?
I'm doing good. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to everyone. My goodness.
Happy New Year.
This is my first time online this year. I've been trying to shake a little bit of a cold.
Wow,
that I
I feel honored. Thank
came
you.
down with over the Christmas holiday, but I'm working on it.
It's not COVID, I hope.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Thank goodness.
I'm going to still pray for you to get well.
Yeah, we still get the flu around in New York.
Yeah, we get it
flu.
here too.
Yeah, much love to your chat for following and supporting your magnificent lives that I've been listening to over the last 3 days while I was resting and recuperating. And you and I believe Benny and Penny brought up some very valuable points that started making me take a look at whom you've been talking about. And it makes more sense as I went back into my mind, going back into the month of October, when we did the reward fund marathon for Summer Wells. And guess who was on the panel following that marathon very closely?
Jody Sue?
Yep.
Absolutely. She likes to be where the money is.
And I always wondered why she was staying so close and wanting to be on the panel. Obviously, she shared some of her story as to the reason how she got involved into this case, but it always put a question in the back of my mind because it was just a number of times that she was on that panel. I
Right.
listened a lot whenever people join the panel and make commentary on certain things, but you and Benny and Penny triggered my mind to say, well, why on earth would she be this interested in this case to keep jumping from channel to channel to channel to channel, pretty much saying the same thing that she has been saying, which is a lot of scrambled eggs, nothing in one place, everything all over the place, and you really can't make too much sense out of what she's saying.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
My opinion as well, because when she was up on the panel during the marathon, it would be almost like one person having 20 different conversations all at the same time, and
Thank
Yes.
you.
you have to
Thank
pick
you.
out which one you want to be involved with.
Right.
Absolutely. And you had, and thank you for saying that because you know what? It just makes so much sense in my head right now because I have been listening to her, and you are so right. And it takes just to get that little bit of what she's saying and pinpoint it down like that all moment. Oh, hell no, she didn't say that. And capture it is so hard.
Yeah,
You're
it would
absolutely right.
definitely be a lot of stop and start, stop and start, stop and
Hmm.
start, not
It
finish,
is.
stop and start, not finish, stop and start, not finish, over and over and over. So I can just imagine the folks that are trying to understand her, how many times they would have to listen to her tapes to try to piece together all the stop and starts
And you need,
out
yes,
of her videos.
psychologist on speed dial, your doctor, you know, s- you need Xannies, doctor, bring you a bottle of whiskey.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, you
kidding.
definitely need a drink after listening to it as well.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
you bring up something that I threw in the chat, but you were engaging at the time, speaking with Candace. I'm glad
y-
she decided to step out and feel comfortable and secure on a channel where people are in support of what's going on. Summer's been missing for going on 7 months now. 7 months.
Yes, Candace and I have our, she's my little Sour Patch Kid, but, she knows that definitely she trusts me. She knows when I tell her I will watch out for her and take good care of her. And, you know, I mean it. Absolutely, I mean it, so she knows she's safe when she comes here. And I was so proud of my chat tonight. We had a couple of people that wasn't being nice, but for the 99% part they was, and I was so proud of that. Absolutely. I mean, I got
Mhm.
an awesome family over here. Beautiful people.
Yes, yes, you do. And you had said something, and I said, "Oh, damn." And I went back and I started listening to Scott H. I started listening to Penny. Just started listening to Benny Keys a little bit because I said, wow. I said that a lot of people focused on this one person that I was trying to listen to during the marathon. And so I began focusing in on those conversations. And I said, wow. I said, for a person to insert themselves into this case that said that they heard a scream, which cannot be corroborated by law enforcement in any way, shape, or form, I said, well, what would be motive? Well, you brought up, and Candace had brought up at one point in time that Jody Sue was interested in her property. And
Absolutely.
that I guess Donald was out in Utah or Arkansas, one of the two. And I guess at that time they were looking to sell the property.
That's when he was in
Am I
Utah.
following that correctly?
Yes, he was in Utah. Absolutely.
Okay, he was in Utah. And then I guess Donald came back. I think he had one of the boys with him
Yes, his
and
oldest son.
his oldest son. Okay. And as soon as he got back, they changed their mind.
Right.
They wanted to keep the property at that point.
Because
So,
the properties in Utah was too expensive. He was going to move back there, but he found out that it was just he couldn't get enough out of his home to really cover anything in Utah. So he decided to just stay where he was.
okay. So in selling the property, we're talking about all 11 acres of that property, correct?
Yes, 11.2.
11.2 acres. That's a lot of property.
It
And
sure is.
according to the maps that I've covered on my channel and some of the commentary on Scott's channel, we've covered that area: Beach Creek, Ben Hill Road, Limestone Branch. I mean, back and forth from north to south. And one of the most magnificent things about that property is that it's the doorway to Ben Hill Road.
Yes.
Outside of Jackie Dobbs's property being on the corner, as soon as you come off of Beach Creek, the rest of Ben Hill Road in and of itself goes to 110 Ben Hill Road in a big way, don't you think?
Yes,
Yep.
Okay,
absolutely.
so they most likely had a falling out regarding the no sale of that property, and that kind of pissed somebody off.
Jody Sue and Andy.
Okay, okay. And did did you ever find out why Jody Sue was interested in buying the property to begin with? Was there any information there?
You know, I'm sure that Candace will. I am sure that Candace will be glad to enlighten us on that. I'm hoping that I will be talking to her tomorrow. So I will ask that question.
Oh, beautiful.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. Because I guess out of following this case and doing the work that I've done on it, and I'm not a big fan of Don and Candace, you know, as I began my investigation because of all of, you know, what they've been doing on YouTube and everything. But nonetheless, they are two parents that are missing their 5-year-old. They're missing their boys. They're parents that are in pain and hurting. And you have to take a look at that in perspective of being a parent and isolate a lot of our own personal opinions or views as to who we think or what we think Don and Candace and Grandis and everybody else is. But looking at this case and looking at possible motive, it tells me that someone knows that property. Someone has been on that property before. Someone knows the terrain, someone knows the people, someone knows when someone's home and when they're not. And then
Absolutely.
I began listening to you and Benny and Penny and covering some of the information with Scott. And I said, damn, I said, who heard that? Who allegedly said they heard a scream? And I said, how close is this neighbor? And then looking at the map, I saw how close she was.
And got her
And
sights set on 'em all the time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So who has their eyes on Ben Hill Road? You
That
see?
absolutely. I see where you're coming from.
And I see
Absolutely.
where you're going because she's now inserted herself in this case.
Yes, she has big time with some very
No other neighbor, not even Andy himself has inserted himself in this case, but she did, though.
absolutely.
Why is that?
Well, that one guy did a video, but he was just doing it to clear his name. So
Mm,
I believe that she inserted herself into this case out of out of somewhat hate, somewhat jealousy, somewhat anger, somewhat guilt.
somewhat envy.
Absolutely.
I
And I
want
also
I want something you have bad enough is what I'm picking up out
to
of
do
the
whatever it takes to get it.
exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And so with that being said, that's motive.
Yes, definitely it is. Definitely it is. And she, as you said, she's putting a ghost scream in there, a ghost truck. Um,
Yeah.
she's putting things in there that make me even more so um, turn my view towards her. She also, like I said, she put out some incriminating, very incriminating statements upon, Andy and herself because she did have knowledge of I mean, she has full knowledge of what she was saying.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she can, do the hauling Summers body off with trying to use Andy, but Jody Sue, you have full knowledge of that, you know, full knowledge, and it seems like a part in it.
Right. Making it harder for this case to be resolved, making it even more difficult for Don and Candace, because if anything should happen to them, there's nobody there on that property. The property goes into tax foreclosure,
Absolutely.
and who's there to pick it up?
Jody Sue and Andy.
Motive again,
Absolutely.
because that area is basically family oriented, according to the discussions that I've been having with Scott H. It's all, families from, we're talking about bloodline families in that area, deep
For
in that area.
generations.
Yeah, over 60 years, 70 years, a
These people
family
think they own it.
in that area, right? And they, I believe, Andy is a part of that conglomeration, if you will, of family-oriented geographical areas. The Lights are in there, the Goads are in there, the Barretts are in there. There's a whole bunch of clustered families.
And they also see Donald and Candace as what? The black sheeps that don't belong there.
See, so I'm looking at this as I think Michelle Walks out in the UK has been covering this case excellently as well, and she's been going over the genealogy in that area, and more it's helping me to crystallize this case in a different way and taking a look at motive in a different way as well, and to have someone directly dead center on Ben Hill Road that wanted to acquire that property, 11.2 acres. That's a lot of land, and it's the doorway to Ben Hill Road. I looked at that as possible motive for stirring up a lot of the shit, and excuse my French, that has been stirred up ever since she showed up in this case.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I absolutely agree with you.
Because land is important when it comes to bloodline families, just as it was in the old English days in Europe. your wealth was your land.
Right.
And when you sold it, you didn't sell it to a stranger. You transferred that land, and land was acquired through family.
Absolutely. And someone in chat says, why would Jody Sue be her and Andy's no longer together? Why would they be interested in that land? Well, because you don't understand Jody Sue's children are that bloodline, and she
Hmm.
feels that her children deserve to own the land that, as
Hmm.
John Q said, to own that land that originally should have been kept in their bloodline from the beginning.
Right.
It's about blood.
Hmm. That's right. So when I look at it in with that light on it, it tells me there's motive there, strong motive. And yet none of what she has said has been corroborated. Nothing checks out. Only what she's been able to tell us to believe.
Right.
Especially that
Absolutely.
scream. Especially that scream. How convenient was it for her and her son to have heard that scream? How convenient was it for her to be home that day
If I
when
lived
Summer went
across the
missing?
right, if I lived across the street from you and I had heard a scream, or I seen a vehicle pull into your driveway, I don't care if it backed right back out, but something happened at your house. That's the first thing I'm going to come and tell you.
Hmm.
I'm going to let you know what I had saw, what I had heard. But 2 days later, she tells Candace that does not. When she saw Candace that day, was helping search for Summer all that evening, and failed to mention that to the mother of a missing child.
Hmm.
Don't make no sense, does it?
Right. It doesn't. And a lot of what she has been parading up and down on YouTube has not made sense since day one, since I've heard her during the marathon. And I said, how strange it is of this person who is a friend, was a friend of Candace, to be throwing them under the bus, or
Exactly.
trying to make a very strong attempt to throw them under the bus. How much could they lose? Well, in looking at this story from June 15th up until now, the only two people that are left at 110 Ben Hill Road is Candace and Don.
Absolutely.
I don't know if Grandma is back, whether
Yes.
she's there
Yes, she
or
is.
okay.
I was talking with Candace tonight, and Aunt Grandis was in the background speaking along with us. So, absolutely, she's there.
Okay. So three people that are left at 110 Ben Hill Road. What happens next? What happens if Utah, the stuff that's been going on in Utah, comes back out, and now Donald has to deal with past issues from his past? Now it's going to leave two people, because obviously that's going to be another roller coaster ride for all of us regarding the SA allegations against Donald.
Absolutely.
You see, can Candace and Grandma take care of that property all by themselves? Can they pay the taxes? Can they purchase the food? Can they continue to try to rebuild what little they do have at that time?
I think they could. The taxes is not that expensive up there, and absolutely. See, that's the one thing about Jody Sue in her little plot to run people like Mr. Dobbs out of there and so forth, was to make sure them taxes stay low enough that, I mean, their taxes are almost nothing.
Right.
and that was her motive for running everyone off all the time was, to because when you start getting new people coming in and building and doing so forth, um, the taxes will go up. And she did not want to see any property sold off to anyone that might, put new fabricated homes up and start doing something with that land because, it throws a monkey wrench in her penny pinching ways.
Right. Well, I just find just certain things interesting now since this case has evolved up to this point. And, I must say that, you, along with your chat team that's been following the case, have really dug into an area that, I wasn't really paying too much attention to. So thank you for bringing that to light, because one thing about a case like this is that you have to find out the why. You have to find out the motive. And if I
Absolutely.
and Miss Marshall, if I need to go to jail, then I will certainly go to jail, and proudly go to jail for helping to raise $32,000 for the Summer Wells Reward Fund, which every cent and every penny is sitting in Civis Bank right now. I don't know if you've seen the receipts that we've posted on our channels about that. I think you should do some research.
Absolutely. You know, um, you don't have to do no research. You can see where her reward fund has already skyrocketed up from where it was. And where do you think that money came from?
Yeah.
So,
So,
that's just common sense right there.
yeah. So from time to time, you have silly, uneducated people that do troll your chats. I get them in my channel too.
They were in here.
And,
They were in here
they
earlier
try
with
to,
Candace.
yeah, I
Some
bet
people
they
were,
were. I bet
and
they
I
were.
had to block. I don't. Over here, we believe 100% in the freedom of being an American, the freedom of speech, to bear arms. I don't time people out. Unless they're spamming or causing multiple trouble, we don't time them out or block them. We do have to
Mhm.
block a few. We
Right.
don't want to, but you know, um, basically this is for all of us. When I made this channel, I made it a we thing. This is our channel over here. Everyone's always welcomed upon the platform to talk and have open discussion, and we respect each other. We all know that we have different points of views, and we respect that. We absolutely do. We respect one another, and we agree to disagree with plenty of love and respect added
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah. and
Absolutely.
and I'm just so glad that you know how to handle it like I know how to handle it. I read the chat, and I remember names, and
Hmm.
just to keep them posted so that this way, whenever I go live, I remember certain names, and I go, oh, there's one, there's another one, there's another one. Miss Marshall wants to shine on me tonight a little bit. I'll just go ahead and let her do that, because it's sad in a way to have everybody with the idea and the notion of let's help find summer,
Absolutely.
and
And
then
that
you have other people tugging on the rope because you were able to do something different, that moved this case forward in a way that increased the reward fund from where it was at 40,000, give or take, at one point for almost 5 months, and that
mhm,
was increased to nearly $74,000 in over
absolutely.
10
God bless
days.
you. God bless
You know,
you.
so and for this person not to have appreciated somebody stepping up and working on that part of this case to make an effective increase on that, it just blows my mind. And this is the same person that wants to find summer too. It doesn't make any sense.
You know, if you really love summer, you know, I feel that this little girl has brought us all together for the love of her, and why can't we love one another?
Yeah.
Why can't we respect one another? We all love her. We're all in it for the same. She's the topic, and we're all after the same gold. We're all after to find her, bring her home, and get justice for whoever did this to her.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Absolutely.
what we're after. And we don't need
Exactly.
to be fighting and hating one another in the process of it. That's just not how it should work.
Yeah, because the
Absolutely
goal is
not.
find summer. It's to find
Absolutely.
summer. So you have a few people that did a fundraiser that increased the funds. Okay, good. You had some people work on the billboards to try to get billboards up in areas that have high traffic.
They
Okay,
didn't
good.
try, they
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
And you didn't
you know,
try, you did. And you
y-
know something? That should be commended, not beat down.
yeah,
That should be commended.
and you've had these small groups, you know, trying to make an attempt to just do something positive and something different that
Absolutely.
will affect finding summer. Yet at the same time, you have other people going in the opposite direction, and it makes no sense. How does what they say, like Miss Marshall was saying to me in the chat room, help define summer? Send John Q to jail.
There is no room in
It
here.
makes no sense.
There's no room for people to be greedy. There's no room for people to be envious. There's no room for people to be hateful, ugly, or anything else in the situation. We got to carve that away from us. I believe that, by you doing the good deed that you did, they just needed to beat you down to make themselves feel better, maybe. And, you done, as long as you know in your heart and God
Yeah,
knows your heart, that's all that matters.
yeah,
You did a wonderful thing. So many people out there respect that, like me. And, and I commend you for what you did. And I thank you for what you did, because I love summer, and I support and love everybody that's working to help find summer,
yeah.
you know,
And it's not just
absolutely.
me. I mean, Miss Q Carlock, really held the reins down on
Hmm.
taking that huge responsibility to
Absolutely.
manage that in a way, and a team of people. Like I said, Scott H was a part of that. Miss Penny
Hmm.
from True Crimes Commentary was a part of it. A number, Miss Libby from Libby Talks Crime from her channel, Miss Sharon from Down Under Talks Crime was a part of that. Boss Blake
Absolutely.
was a part of that. Miss Queen Talks Crime was a part of that. Miss V was a part. It was just a coming together of people to try to make something positive happen, and we did. We
Yes, you
did.
did. Yes,
You
you
know.
did. I'm just sorry that I hadn't started up yet and wasn't able to be a part of it myself, because I would have loved to been part of that. Absolutely. You know,
Yeah.
absolutely I would have. And I think we're all doing our part to, keep Summer's name out there, to keep it alive, to do all we can to, find her, to bring justice. And we should all be, working together. We should be working together, um with love and kindness, caring, you know. Um
Yeah.
I don't know why it has to get so hateful, has to get ugly between people. I don't understand it, I really don't.
Yeah. It's a different atmosphere when it comes to the Summer Wells case, and a lot of people have their own interpretations as to how this case should be resolved and in what way it can be resolved. But the
At the end
bottom,
of the day, only the
yeah,
police can resolve
there
it.
you go. That's what I was about to get to right there. You
Absolutely.
said it. You said it. We can do but so much in a positive way if we can do it.
All
Uh,
we can do is stay on TBI, FBI, the law enforcement. All we can do is let them know that we ain't going nowhere. We're going to stand up, and we're going to really raise some hell if they tried to make this go cold. We want them to get off their asses and do what they need to do to find her and to get justice for whoever did this needs to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I
And,
agree.
and that all we can do is keep pushing them to get off their backsides and do something to get us answers.
And I would agree with you also that I think you had mentioned. I think you had mentioned that someone needs to take a polygraph test. I believe
Yes,
you
it
did yesterday.
absolutely. How do you feel about that?
I agree.
Absolutely. So
I
do
mean,
I.
when you're talking about a child that's been missing going on 7 months now, and you've got people out here on YouTube pretending to know what happened and then forget, then get amnesia, then can't talk right. That person should be, yeah, that
Yeah, I
person should
agree.
be looked at even more so
I
because
I
we have
agree.
to go back to the why. We have to go back to the motive. We know the victimology already. We
Mhm.
know everyone who was involved in Summer's life to a big degree now, more so than we did when it first started. But yeah, I agree with you. I truly agree that there needs to be a polygraph test on a number of people still to this day.
I agree with that 100%. Absolutely. Because especially when they're incriminating themselves, you know, with some really you know, Jody Sue ain't only incriminating herself, but she's implicating herself. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that just don't sit right with me. It does not, absolutely does not sit right with me. I have been on her um early on, and you know, people are just now starting to listen, and I'm so thankful because they don't know how hard I prayed to God and prayed and prayed, and I just wasn't going to give up, and that's what people need to understand. It's not easy to do what you and me are doing. It's not easy for what we're doing, and they don't understand how hard how well for me, I was praying, and God would just let people start listening, and my prayer's been answered now. So,
Yeah.
you know, but I'm sure you was praying, to get that reward fund up, and working just as hard to, get people to listen to you, and it's not easy. It's not
No,
easy. It takes
it
a lot of
wasn't easy.
effort to do what we're doing.
Yeah, it wasn't easy at all, especially during the time that the idea came out of a conversation, and then one thing led to another, and something beautiful was happening, and we went with the spirit of it,
Right.
and it sort of like caught us up in the moment, if you will, and we just kept going. And the way we ran like no other no other content creator out there would run.
Hmm.
The number of hours that we put in back to back, day to day, and was able to produce a very good outcome. And that's
Yes.
all we wanted, was a good outcome. If we could change the numbers and increase it, maybe someone will step up and talk. Maybe this may be a part of the big puzzle that we've been all working on that may lead to us finding Summer. Why not do it?
Absolutely.
Why not
Abs-
do it?
Absolutely.
You know?
Because, absolutely, you guys knew that money talks, bullshit walks. And the higher
Right.
that reward is, the more if someone has got it, information, they're not going to hold it any longer because it's just too tempting to come out and with it.
Hmm.
So you absolutely did a beautiful thing, and to be beat down afterwards is so disheartening.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is.
We took a bit of a beating, but then again, it was expected to a big degree, that a lot of people weren't in line what we were trying to do, what we did. They're still bashing us today, and they still wonder where the 32,000 is, and we show them receipts and they still come out the same way. So it's almost like
it's in the
damned if you do,
reward.
damned if you don't. You
It
know,
is in the reward. I
it is
mean,
in the reward. Yeah,
the
yeah,
reward fund would not have changed. Like, if you don't make a touchdown, then the scoreboard ain't going to change.
right.
You see, and it's just common sense. I mean, you made a
Yeah,
touchdown and the scoreboard changed. It went from a low amount up to like he said, 70 some $1,000 there. You know,
yeah. And
that
we did that all in a matter of 10 days. Everything has
absolutely
been recorded. Everything has been there's a paper trail on it, and
everybody always wants to think someone is embezzling something, you know,
yeah,
that there's always this underhanded motive. Instead of thinking bad about everybody, try looking, if you seek the bad, you should surely find it. But why don't you try to seek the good, because you'll find that too,
yeah. You
you
do get
know?
what you seek.
Yes, and it's just as easy to seek the good and a lot better feeling, you know,
Yeah,
in my book. So I don't know why more people don't do it.
yeah. But I'm very appreciative and grateful for the team that you have on your channel that supports you and the members of your panel to come on board to really take a look at the critical parts of this case that some of us have overlooked. And I'm even taking a second and third look at certain things in regards to the people now, because I believe this thing happened, and it happened with people. It's a people thing that's involved in here. That's the critical
Absolutely.
element that we're looking at. And so I'm very appreciative of you really digging into this case and talking with Candace and getting her perspectives. You're the only channel that's been able to do it, and have a good, comfortable, secure, and safe platform to do it. And I commend you for that, because a lot of
Thank
us
you.
wanted to hear her side of the story.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And I am so glad that I just thank God. I just thank God that He's letting everyone. He's opening everyone's eyes up and finally letting them see that what I've been seeing for a long time. And I am so thankful for that, because Jody Sue did need to get you know eyes on her,
yeah,
and I am just thankful that God's letting all of those eyes be put upon her now.
yeah, yeah, in a big
So
way, and that's good.
absolutely,
We're doing the best we can to keep Summer's name alive on my channel, your channel, Miss Q's channel, Scott Has Thoughts channel, True Crimes Commentary, and so forth. And to listen to
absolutely.
you and Penny and Benny really get into an area that
And Michelle
it's
After
got my
Dark, she's
attention.
doing a
Yeah,
great
Michelle
job.
After Dark too. Yeah, she's
Mhm.
been doing a fabulous job in the
Yes,
genealogy area, and so it helps. All of it helps. It's still a big puzzle, and the pieces are falling into place little by little, slowly but surely, and the truth will come out of it, and we will know
absolutely.
what the true motives of individuals in this case are. And yes, they need to be held accountable if they're in wrong standings.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad that you came upon my panel tonight. I thank you so much for,
I'm
stepping up
glad.
here
I'm
and
glad you have a channel for me to jump up on, because I was listening to you for the past 3 days, and I said you were just hitting the ball out the park. I said, that's a good question. That's a good question. I said, I look back at my notes and I said, well, okay, well, I was just working in this direction to try to find out about this abduction theory that Donald and Candace was talking about. And I said, it's difficult. I listened to Chris Madonna go over the same information. He also
Tiffany Marie wants to come up. Do you know her?
Yes, I've definitely touched base with Tiffany Marie earlier.
And do you mind if I bring her up on?
Oh no, I don't mind at all.
Hello, Tiffany.
Hello, Prayer Garden. Can you hear me okay? Is my mic all right?
Absolutely. It's wonderful.
Okay. Hi, John Q. Did you say that you reached out to me? You said you touched base with me earlier?
No, not today.
Is that what you... Oh, I thought that's what you just said when I came up. You said, yeah, I touched base with her earlier.
Yeah, much earlier when the case was just coming to light.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
So I guess I just wanted to know, Prayer Garden, what is this ambush on Jody Sue lately? I want to understand. That's why I'm coming up.
I don't think it's an ambush on anybody. I think that it is us just wanting her to step up and explain why she's making accusations that are so incriminating to not only oneself, but her husband as well, or her ex-boyfriend.
Do you really think, though, in all fairness, that Jody Sue has made incriminating remarks or accusations?
Absolutely.
What do you think they are?
I have been playing them. I have actually been playing her incriminating statements.
Do you have
been listening?
An example of one?
Excuse me?
Do you have an example of one?
Just give me 1 second.
All right.
Happy New Year, everyone. So, Miss Tiffany, what are some of your thoughts about Miss Jody Sue, since you were able to, I guess, touch base with her a couple of times on your channel? What do you gather from her?
My thoughts on Jody Sue have differed throughout the course of the last, I would say, 4 months or so. I've gone back and forth a few times, not knowing how to feel, but more so in the beginning. Before she started really, I feel she was probably trying to censor herself a whole lot more in the beginning of this, maybe due to the circumstances, and it may have come off to some of the general public as a little bit cryptic, because she doesn't always, say exactly what she means. But I guess being in that circumstance and living in that area, being a single mother, having children to take care of, and, needing to watch your own safety and have your own back, you do have to skirt around things sometimes. So I guess that could either be, you could take it or leave it, right? So I think that a lot of times it can be misconstrued.
Would you like to hear this statement?
I'm sorry, what?
I said, would you like to hear this statement?
Yeah, sure. In a nutshell, really quick. 2
days ago.
Oh, you're going to play it.
They called me and basically saying that Baltimore/Indy was still here. Or that we were there, or some amalgamation of such, and Summer's body was, oh, y'all. And everybody was like, we know better, whatever. But the call had been made to an address I'm not actually at.
Okay, what does she mean Summer's hot body was hauled off?
What exactly? Can you play it? I don't know, maybe I'll turn my sound up a little bit, but are you playing it on a phone or something?
I'm playing it on live right there. Jody Sue is so hard to understand. I even intensified this for people to be able to hear it better and a little more clear than what it actually
Okay.
was on the original
Yeah,
video that you did.
I just turned up my volume just to be able to listen to that portion.
All right. I'll turn my volume. Will you play it one more time, Per Garden?
Yes.
Thanks.
A few days ago, I had a call made basically saying that Baltimore/Andy was still here, or that we were there, or some amalgamation of such, and Summer's body was, oh y'all, and everybody was like, we know better, whatever, but the call had been made to an address I'm not actually at.
Okay, so I can tell you exactly what Jody Sue just said. She said that somebody had called law enforcement and made those claims about her, about Voldemort, and about her address. So she was explaining in that clip that somebody had called that into law enforcement to fuck with her.
No, she said that somebody had called at an address she wasn't even at.
Right, which would be 125, where she used to live. She wasn't there anymore, so that's what she's saying.
And law enforcement ain't going to call you.
What's the
They
damn
ain't going to
line,
call you
sir?
at your address.
Huh?
Law enforcement isn't going to call you at an old address. Law enforcement knows where Jody Sue is.
No, the person what I take away from what I just heard, it's the person that called who said it was at 125. When this person called that in, they didn't say where Jody Sue was because nobody knew where she was, right? She had already left 125. So what you're hearing is she's explaining what somebody called in and made up and used
you and AB protect Jody Sue pretty good, don't you?
Protect? I don't think Jody Sue needs anybody to protect her on YouTube. I think she does a good job of that all on her own.
But you guys aid and better. I mean, nobody's allowed to talk about Jody Sue if they're on your channel. If they're in your chat, they get timed out. They get blocked if they talk about Jody Sue, right?
No, actually, I try to keep a really open chat.
Well, I know that I've been in there and nobody's allowed to speak of her. I know that they get timed out. Matter of fact, I was getting blocked and all the time.
All right. Well, I mean, I try to talk with my mods all the time and everything, and I do like to run an open chat. I don't like to have my chat censored. I never do. But
what I take away from this is Jody Sue needs to answer some questions about implicating Andy. And why did she say that Andy told her, okay, you can try to explain this one away for her, which it ain't happening for me.
I don't think that she is implicating Andy. I think that she was explaining
tell
what
me
happened.
what she meant when she said out of her own mouth that Andy, her daughter, told her daughter, she said this, Andy told my daughter that he was the last one to see Summer's dead body. So explain that one away to me.
I believe, I don't know exactly what was said on that one, Per Garden, but I believe that he had made a very dark comment toward her daughter, and that was part of the abuse that she was enduring, if I recall correctly. I don't know exactly what she said or how it was said. I would need to hear it because it's been a very long time, but I can't speak to that because I believe that was something that was said, but I can't remember exactly what was said by him. Do you know what I mean? So do you have that?
Right.
Do you have that with you?
No, I don't. I do have it, but I have to find it. It's somewhere in I have done I have put so many videos together. It's somewhere lost in my within my videos, but I am going to dig it out. I'm losing a lot of sleep with what all
So
I'm doing now. So, but yes, I am definitely going to get that out for everyone to be able to see and hear. But to me, that is incriminating statements. And she said that she would love to take a lie detector's test. Why don't we take up a fund for her to do that? I mean, I think
probably
she
wouldn't need to.
absolutely
I'm sure
should.
that law enforcement would probably give her one for free, I would assume. I mean, they probably would have done that already if they, felt that they needed to do that. I don't think that it would.
I don't think
We
law
would need to take
enforcement.
up a fund for anything.
I don't think law enforcement has, you know, really had their focus on this type of incriminating evidence upon her and Andy.
You don't think that
But
law enforcement's been listening to Jody Sue?
something, I don't think anybody wants to listen to Jody Sue. You know what? It's a damn task for me to do it. Absolutely. No, I don't think they do.
You don't?
I don't. I don't. How can do you
Oh.
understand how many times you have to play this clip in order for a chat to understand what was, and even you said, Prayer Garden, can you play that again? I need you to play that again. So,
Well,
and
it
I
depends. You gotta put
intensified it.
your earbuds in,
I
Prayer
even
Garden.
took it. I even took it and I intensified it so that it would be as clear as you was able to hear it now. And then, like I said, the original video, it wouldn't have been took much for you to miss that, because why? You don't want to listen to fucking Jody Sue anyway. Nobody does.
I actually enjoy listening to Jody, and I really do
That
believe
makes you a
that.
unique person. That makes you a
Well,
wonderful and a unique person, because you know what? I
if
sure the hell
you
don't.
want to understand what happened to Summer, don't you want to listen to the person who lived 700 feet from her,
And you
who
know
is open
something?
to speaking?
Well, you know what?
No?
You know what? I think I have been listening to it, because I wouldn't have these clips if I
You just
didn't.
told me you don't
And
understand anything she
but
says,
I'm
Prayer
trying to
Garden.
say I am understanding your question. And you know what? I do want to find Summer. That's why I put myself through the torture of listening to this motherfucker.
Well,
Do I
if you
want
were
to do it?
listening,
No.
then you would know what you're
Absolutely
talking
no.
about, and you don't. So you're
No,
not
no. I
listening.
do know what I'm talking about. You
No,
know
you
what
don't. You didn't even know
you
what she
don't
said
know,
right
because
there. You just accused
you
her
are
of something
yes, I
completely
do. I
different.
do know what she said there. Everybody knows what she said there, Tiffany, and everybody knows you're her fucking ass kisser. So you know
No,
what?
I am not an ass kisser at
Don't come back
all.
up upon my panel ever. I'm done with you. That is one bitch I don't like, and that's because she takes up for Jody Sue. And why, I don't know. It's because of the views. She has Jody Sue on her panel. She gets a bunch of views. It makes her be a bunch of money, and she's fine with that. You know, the motherfucker that really ain't about Summer is Tiffany Marie, or she would see the same thing everybody else is seeing. This is incriminating fucking evidence. And Jody Sue and Andy need to take a fucking lie detector test. ASA fucking P. There you go, Tiffany. Stick that up your fucking ass. I'm sorry, John Q.
No, I'm fine.
I mean, she
I'm
tries
fine.
to explain everything away for Jody Sue. Well, you're not going to explain this away. Cops don't come looking for you at another address when they know right where the fuck you are. They absolutely know where Jody Sue is every minute of every day. Jody Sue just wanted people to know something, and she put it out there in this way so you would know it, but trying to not incriminate herself with it. That's exactly what she did. We all know it.
Mm-hmm.
We all know it. And I am tired of people, like Tiffany Marie sucking Jody Sue's ass. Forget about it. You ain't getting your ass pampered over here, Jody Sue. I don't even fucking like you. And that's what pisses me off. And Andy's just being really, she's trying to explain away why he said he saw that child's body. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, that is a very bold statement.
Absolutely. And should it not be addressed?
It should be looked at, yes. It
Absolutely.
should be looked at,
I mean,
objectively, not
Candace,
subjectively, but
Grandis, and
objectively.
absolutely. And Candace and Grandis and Donald, they had to take lie detectors tests, and they didn't say anything as incriminating as that. And then they're going to get away with saying this stuff without taking a lie detectors test. And Tiffany Marie's going to come up upon my panel and try to talk some shit to me. Do I ever go to her panel? I don't think so. You know why? Because I already know. I've already got her MO. I don't need to go to her panel. I know what Tiffany Marie is, how Tiffany Marie is, what Tiffany Marie is. I don't need to go there. I don't need to go there at all. And I wouldn't go there. And I just want her to give me the same respect and stay the fuck off mine. I don't know if you like Tiffany Marie or not, but I can't. God don't let me lie. I can't stand a bitch.
Well, one thing that we do know for sure, is that we do have a difference of opinion, when it comes to the Summer Wells case.
Absolutely.
Tiffany has hers, I have
Right.
mine, you have yours. We tried to identify information, factual information, as best we can.
But what
And
she just did, John,
yeah,
shows
I
what she just came up here and done
yeah,
shows that she is not seeing Summer as the victim, which Summer
objectively, right.
is.
She
She's seeing
wasn't being
Jody Sue
objective.
as the victim.
Yeah,
She's
she
seeing
wasn't being
Jody Sue
objective.
as a victim. Jody Sue's no fucking victim.
No, not
Summer
when,
is the victim.
yeah, not when Lonnie Lawson said that everybody's a suspect.
Absolutely. And you know what Jody Sue just came out saying? That she's been cleared by the FBI, not the little people, but the big people. And we all know that's bullshit.
Oh, well, have her put it in writing and show us
Absolutely. She
with
was
the
supposed to
FBI
show it.
letterhead on it.
She
Everyone
was
who's
spo-
been clear, everyone
Mhm.
who's been cleared of this case should get something in writing from the FBI, TBI, the Sheriff's Department, Hawkins County investigators. Have them put it on their letterhead saying that you are cleared of all allegations concerning the Summer Wells case. End of story. Put
Absolutely.
the signature on the bottom, bang, and then show it. Other than that, if you can't have that receipt, everybody's a suspect.
And you know what, John? You're a suspect. I'm a suspect. We're all suspects right now.
Yeah, all
Every
of us.
one
That's
of
right.
us. But Jody Sue gets cleared. What the hell?
Mm.
No. And these are the things that's making us view her and start questioning her. And like Tiffany Reese said, she was just a few feet away from all of it. There you go, Tiffany.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming up here and reminding us of that. Thank you for reminding us of that, because you show us how close she was to be able to actually do something. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, the best way to look at it from our standpoint is receipts. A lot of this has been word of mouth, especially coming out of Jody Sue's mouth. Everything has been word of mouth. There's been no receipts of clearance from her or anybody else in this case. One thing I stand in full agreement on is that, yes, she take a lie detector test. Have one
Absolutely.
administered just like they administered it to Donald, just like they administered to Candace, just like they administered to Grandma, and all the pertinent suspects, people of interest in this case that's making a claim that either complements the original narrative or is in opposition to the original narrative. Either way, you have to go the extra mile to check it out. And the only way they can check it out is if they go through the gauntlet, just like Don did, just like Candace did, just like Grandma did, in order to have their case, their statements validated. In some way, shape, or form, validation and corroboration is the key to law enforcement. They find out something, they have to double check it, triple check it. They've got to get one thing to back the next thing, to back the next thing, to back the next thing. They get the ducks in a row, because eventually this case will have to go to a district attorney's office if there's anything criminal involved here. You see, so they have to do their due diligence. The FBI has to do their due diligence. This is federal. Now they're involved. They're involved because this could be an interstate connection between Rogersville, Tennessee. It could be a connection in Virginia. It could be a connection in North Carolina. It could be a connection in Kentucky. It could be a connection in Utah. It could be a connection in Arkansas. I mean, we're talking about an interstate type of situation here. So that's why they're involved. They're looking at it at all aspects. If there's trafficking, if this is a trafficking situation, yes, they are involved, because they want to know who the players are, if there is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, I don't think that we should be, I agree we should not be looking at just somebody. We should be looking at everybody.
Everybody.
I
agree. Yes.
And Jody Sue has implicated herself into this,
Yeah, from the screams she allegedly heard,
Absolutely.
from the time she was there, I guess, assisting Candace in searching for Summer, the footprints in and around the area, the 2 footprints that were found, I believe I had heard her mention something about that. It wasn't too clear as to whether they were on her property or on someone else's property.
So
it made it very difficult for me to even follow that path.
I played a recording of Candace saying the footprints were found on Jody Sue's property. Jody Sue came on Doug's, no thanks, a couple of days later and said, they weren't found on my property. They were found right next door on my neighbor's property. And that came out of her mouth also. On the neighbor's property, that she has all to do with the neighbor's property, that let us keep in mind on the neighbor's property that she feels the right to tell people whether they can come up that driveway or not. That she feels compelled of throwing Mr. Dobbs off of that property and not letting him. It's her and that neighbor that are cock blocking Mr. Dobbs' property. Basically, they're not going to let no one have it because they're right now sharing it. So let's take notes to that.
Once again, the matter of property comes into play again.
Absolutely.
Well, these are things that we have to really take a very hard look at, because they do begin to crystallize some kind of motive here.
And let us remember that they did not let TBI search that property either. Absolutely not.
Yeah, there were a number of places that Mr. Scott and myself looked at in regards to property not being searched by EquiSearch when they were down there as well.
And Jody Sue's was one of them. Absolutely. Okay. They refused.
Start to make sense here.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. And I don't know why AD and Tiffany want to protect Jody Sue. I know that they're her bulldogs. Absolutely. And before I let her up on panel, I knew that it wasn't going to go well. But I hope for the best and I prepare for the worst.
Yeah. Yeah, but either
So
way, Summer needs to be found,
absolutely,
and
and I
she needs to be brought home intact, in full. That would be a miracle. That would be great.
absolutely
And if otherwise, then she needs to be brought to a resting place where we all know
where she's at,
that she's at, right?
and mostly her
You know,
brothers,
yes,
because they need peace and
yes,
they need closure. And
because it's going to be very difficult for them in their growing years to come away from this and not be psychologically, emotionally uh, impacted by what has happened since June 15th.
absolutely, and um, yeah, it's going to be hard enough getting over this with knowing where their sister is, but without knowing, it's going to be way harder.
Yeah,
Absolutely, way
I agree.
harder on
I
them.
agree.
And this, as I said, this is about Summer. She is the victim here, nobody else. And I'm just damn tired of everybody else, like Jody Sue's, trying to play the victim. It's not fucking about you, and you need to just stop. Stop. It's not about you.
Yeah,
And I am so sick of it that I can't take no more of it. I mean, I don't mean to be as rude or as mean as I was to Tiffany, but you know, I'm I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm done with it.
yeah,
I'm sick of Jody Sue running around thinking that she's some queen of fucking Sheba, that everybody has to be nice to her, you know, and she can just go around demanding things and acting out however she wants to act out, and get no repercussions. Well, there's repercussions to the way fuckers like that act. Everybody ain't going to protect Jody Sue. You know, everybody's not, and I sure the hell ain't, because I got enough common sense to understand who the real victim is. I got enough common sense to understand this woman is saying a bunch of incriminating shit, and as John said, she has very much motive for doing an act like we believe, in our opinion, she may have done.
right.
And it should be investigated to the damn fullest. Absolutely.
Yeah, because it's created more confusion than any clear answers that we've been really able to get from her.
Right.
It's just one after the other, after
And
the
we need
other.
to knock it out of the way so that we can get some clarification and move on. If it's okay, if there's nothing to it, then we got clarification and we can move on and search another area,
Right,
or maybe
right.
go back to an area we already were in. But you know what? She's put, like you said, she's putting a damn monkey wrench in it, and that monkey wrench needs to be removed. And how do we remove it? With lie detectors tests. There you go.
Yeah. Statements and comments and, one-on-one face-to-face visits, that will really get things clarified, as to, what a person is actually saying and why they're saying it, to get them cleared from this.
Right. Absolutely.
It's just been one ball of confusion after the next. And here we are trying to get clarity on the case of missing Summer, to a point now to where, we don't need any more confusion. We're going into 7 months now and we're looking for clarification. You know, Don and Candace want Summer back.
Yes,
That's
they
one
do.
thing that they made very clear. They want Summer back.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely, they do. And, we can't put a puzzle together unless we have every piece. We need every piece.
on the table.
Absolutely. And, Jody Sue has put a lot of pieces on the table. And now we need the pieces from TBI and law enforcement to clear her if she can be cleared.
I agree. I agree.
And she created her own puzzle by running her own mouth. That's just how I feel. And if you're going to create a puzzle, then don't be pissed off when people are trying to put it together.
Or trying to keep scrambling the pieces while people are trying to put it together.
Yeah, that's what she does. And I'm going to tell you, Tiffany didn't want to come up here and talk to me when I felt like I already needed a bottle of damn Xanax, just going through what I have listening to Jody Sue, you know? I'm
Yeah.
telling you, she is not an easy person to go through. Um, she, you don't know how many, I mean, I smoke, but not like I do when I have to listen to her. And, you know, and I find myself not only talking to myself, but answering myself as well. And, you know, I mean, this is a woman that can cause you to end up having mental problems just listening to her shit. You know what I'm saying? And that shit don't sit right with me. So, you know,
Yeah,
seriously.
well, like I said before, you know, we all have a difference of opinion, and obviously she has hers. She's leaning
Right.
more towards, uh, you know, what Jody Sue has shared with her. But you know, at the same time, too, she shouldn't try. And I'm saying to Tiffany, she shouldn't be trying to challenge other content creators based on their opinion on their investigations. You know, we all have our different types of information based on the investigations that we have done
Absolutely.
individually, but not to stand up and challenge someone else because they have a difference of opinion, you
No,
know.
you should
And
not.
I don't think you were being rude or malicious in any way, shape, or form, you know. But
Thank
at the
you.
same time, too, you know, she shouldn't be trying to challenge you on something that you know, she's not aware of that you may have found in your investigation. She should
Absolutely.
she should take it under consideration rather than try to oppose it.
Instead of coming up here and trying to explain it away for someone, you know, that can't explain it away themselves.
Yeah.
You know,
Right. Right.
she's up here trying to make excuses and sweep the dirt under the rug, and I don't go for that shit. You
N-
know, it
Not
ain't
when everybody's
happening.
a suspect.
You know,
Yeah.
that was her take. Well, as you said, my take is totally different.
Right.
Your
Right.
take was totally different.
Yes.
And,
Hmm.
you know, so no, and you're right. But she, you know, she doesn't only do that to, you know, other creators, she does that to her chat. If you don't say what she wants, if you ain't saying what they want you to say in there and you ain't doing what they want you to do, it basically, if they're not able to control you and tell you how to think and condition you to, you know, to go along with their bullshit inside that chat, then you're booted, you're blocked, you're timed out, you know what I'm saying? And that's just bullshit because you should be allowed to think and say and act however you please. But she don't respect
Hmm.
other people's opinions at all, not even the people in her chat. She don't respect their opinion. I can understand if they were getting out of control, really belligerent or something like that. But if they just say something as, I don't agree with that, you know, what Jody Sue's saying, bam, time out. You better not say that again, you know?
Right.
And that's, I don't know, you know, how many people know a lot about psychology, but that is where they are trying to condition you. They are trying to control and condition you to think their way. And you know, that's just bullshit. I won't go in a, you know, I refuse to let anyone condition me. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if they want to go away, it's my way or the fucking highway. There you go. I sure in the hell ain't going to be conditioned by somebody else, because God gave me this life to live on my own and think how I want.
Amen.
And I'm not going to go somewhere where, it's like having a shock collar on. When you get timed out or when you get blocked, it's like having a shock collar on. They're trying to condition you, make you think, whether you want to think that way or not, you feel like you have to. That's bullshit.
I agree. But I want to thank you, Prayer Garden, for allowing me to speak with you tonight, this
I
morning,
thank you.
wherever
I've
you
heard
may be.
so many people talk about you, and I am so glad that I got a chance, because most of the people I talked to said you are a wonderful person, that you're just really a beautiful person, and you know what, you are. God bless you.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
You absolutely are.
I created, my channel from the Kanika Jenkins case because I'm a parent. I have 2 daughters, which has given me 3 grandchildren. And, when you hear cases like this of someone going missing or someone ends up in a commercial industrial kitchen freezer in a hotel, and you wonder how the hell they got there, and nobody seems to know. No one's seen anything. No one heard anything. They just ended up where they ended up. You kind of wonder, what kind of people was that individual around? And that's what caught
Absolutely.
my attention. And I was able to take a look at some things in that case, and was able to come to certain conclusions that some of the people at the party had set her up to be there because it was, let's say, a payback call for somebody else, because some things were messed with that they shouldn't have messed with. You see,
Absolutely.
and the result of it was a young 19-year-old losing their life to it. So from that case on to the West Boys case, Classic and Sincere, to Cash Gernon. I was not going to look at the Summer Wells case because it was already out there on YouTube. It was big. There was awareness on it when it first developed back in June, and then it went into July, then August. And, some of my subscribers asked me, John, you should take a look at this. John, you should take a look at this. I said, well, what contribution could I make? And they said, well, there's something, just take a look at it. There's got to be something there that you could find. So I started taking a look at the crime scene itself to say, okay, well, this girl was abducted. The parents keep saying that she was abducted by a stranger. Well, let's see if I can go up to that property and snatch a child. And so I started looking at the photographs and started, really wondering how someone in broad daylight could get up to that property with dogs and 2 adults and 3 children in broad daylight, snatch a 5-year-old, and successfully walk off that property with
And
her.
a neighbor across the street that's on such high vigilance that a man couldn't even come up there, park to look at his property without being attacked within 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it was a very different situation altogether. I said, this would be impossible, not unless someone knew this property, knew the people there, knew the terrain, knew about the dogs, knew about the layout, knew about everything.
Absolutely.
You see,
Inside job.
Exactly. So it made you look at the parents. I looked at Donald.
Yes.
Did he go to work that day, or did he leave early when Candace called him? Or how did they set this up? Why did they set this up? Why just Summer and not any one of the boys? Why did Candace, during the course of that day when she left that property, why did she leave the 3 boys there alone? There was many questions that I had. What parent does that? Why didn't she take the boys with her during the course of going to the hospital to drop grandma off, and then going to the other places that she visited that day, to go to the swimming hole and pick up Hunter and take him to the swimming hole? She picked up Hunter to take him to the swimming hole, but not the boys. And just a lot of early questions. These were just my early questions about this case. But over time and stepping back from it a little bit, and then getting involved in the marathon and having a successful marathon at that, we were able to make a positive impact there. And just laying my eyes on certain content creators that have continued to follow this case, such as your platform, I said, wow, I said, these are some aspects that I wasn't even paying attention to. Let me see where this goes. And it created some questions that I have still about it today. And I'm just glad that your platform is bringing it out, because yes, if, Don and Candace went through the gauntlet and scrutinized, the narrative was scrutinized, then the other people who've inserted themselves needs to be scrutinized as well. And you're doing a great job at doing that.
Absolutely. I totally and utterly agree with you. And, I believe God put your feet over here tonight because, I needed, I think I needed someone to, and Benny's eyes, I think Benny was put over here in his eyes also, because I really needed, someone to confirm, what I'm thinking as well. And I mean,
well, you have the receipts. You're not
yes,
sitting
I
here
do.
making all this stuff up. I mean, you're
No, I'm
playing it
not.
to your
Absolutely not.
audience, and this is what you heard, and they're confirming that yes, that's what we heard too. And then you come to the conclusion to say, well, why in the hell would someone say that?
Absolutely.
Then
Absolutely.
hence does it go to motive, and you're starting to bring and shed light on motive, and that's what any detective or law enforcement person is looking for when they are involved in a case, is motive.
And
Now we're
that's what, that
not
is.
law enforcement though, but
No, we're not.
hell, well,
We're not.
common sense tells you what motive looks like.
And God brought you to the table tonight, to show a motive. I was really chasing that motive as well, and and no one could have came up here and put it out on the table better than you did tonight. That land is the motive, and I so thank you for that. You enlightened me, believe it or not. So God bless you.
Well, it was just a discussion that Scott H and myself had, and we took a deep dive in that area of Beach Creek and all of the orientation of the people there. And I believe it plays a very big part in this case. It's just not shown itself completely yet, but
And I
with a
actually feel a
creator
little.
like Scott and Penny, and just looking at that aspect, you begin to see, okay, what are people after here? And then it goes to family, then it goes to bloodline, then it goes to
Right.
your wealth, future wealth, what do people invest in? And the thing in that
Absolutely.
area is the land.
And the one thing worth more than all the gold
Yeah,
is land right now.
is land, right?
Absolutely. You have land, you've got something.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
And I kept seeing it. I felt kind of dumb because I kept hearing her always talking about the land, the property, the land, the property, and I guess I was so focused on her incriminating herself and her words of incrimination and everything as I've been playing. Um, you know, I hadn't really got to the motive. I mean, I thought about that. I was wanting the lie detectors. I was so busy wanting to just call her out on all of this and get lie detectors tests and everything that I could see the guilt, and that's where I was really running with. But you're absolutely right. That's why she kept talking about the land constantly, and you caught on to that. So, see, this is where people need to join one another in order to get a full picture. Now we're starting to get a better picture and wider range of what possibly is going on here.
Hmm.
Absolutely. And and you know how many parents, when something like this happens, sells out and moves away? They just can't handle it any longer.
Yeah.
A lot of times they do that. Even if Donald doesn't, he gets out of the Utah thing. He gets out of the the drunken driving charges. Even if he got out of all of that, would they really want to stay up there and go through everything they've been going through? No.
Right.
The land would probably be up for sale, and they probably, you know, at a steal just to get away from there because of all the misery and the pain inside of them.
I believe Scott H is in your chat right now.
Oh, God bless him. If he'd like to come up, he can. I'll definitely put out some links. He is more than welcome to come up.
Yeah, because I believe he's done a fabulous job in
Absolutely.
really covering the information there, because I wasn't even looking at that. When I came across Scott, he was really into it.
Right.
And I said, well, wait a minute, it makes sense. Here we had a discussion, what I know about New York, Scott doesn't know about. What Scott knows about the areas in Tennessee, I don't know about. So when he started talking about the geographical area in which the family lived, I said, well, yeah, that would make sense. If you get to know the area, you have to know the people in the area. And, one thing led to another. We started taking a look at geographical maps. We've covered Beach Creek all the way from Ben Hill Road all the way to Jonesboro, where Donald worked. We came back on the different routes, and then we began deciphering a lot about the holler down there, in where people you don't even see on the map actually live deep in the heavy foliage areas in the hollers where the road disappears. But if you continue to follow it, it turns in from a city structured road that you can Google Earth it and you can see it. And then it disappears into a dirt road. But if you go through that holler where they are on that side on Ben Hill Road, Limestone Branch being one of them, you can cut right through that mountain on a dirt road and no one would see you. And it was amazing on how we were able to track certain places and certain areas. And I said, my goodness, how long it took to get here, and by car. And we were able to find out a lot about that area. So my hat's off to Scott H for
Absolutely.
educating me in a place I've never been to. I've
Right.
never been to.
And yes, absolutely. If you did not obtain that kind of knowledge of that area, you would not be able to do that. So,
right, exactly.
Absolutely. I totally understand what you're saying.
Yeah, so he's done a phenomenal job, and he continues to do a phenomenal job on his channel to not only raise awareness, but to educate folks in regards to that particular area, because he knows it like the back of his hand. And it's incredible what you can learn just by listening to a number of his videos, his live sessions, and he interacts with his audience just like you do, and have a very good conversation going back and forth. Not a one-way street where he's talking and telling all the time. He's actually engaging his audience, and that's what captivated me about who he was. And we became pretty close online friends to a point to where we joined together to do the marathon with Miss Q.
And that was so awesome. That was wonderful. I was all for the reward fund going up. I was so for the billboards going up. I mean, I'm telling you, you guys are a blessing. You guys are a blessing. You're certainly people that, people want to know. If anything, if anything ever happened, to you, something that tragic, it would be wonderful to know, you know, all of you people that, you know, are willing to actually go out of your way and show the love, the kindness, and the caring to get things done for a family, and God
Yeah.
bless you. God bless you so much. And the one thing I love the most about it is you guys did not ever lose the focus of who the real victim was, and who, what the topic was and what the goals were.
Right.
And you stayed on the money, you kept sight, and you really you reach those goals, and God bless you. God bless you. Absolutely.
And I very grateful and appreciative of all of the contributors, which are folks just like the folks in the chat room right now who took a chance and said, well, here's $5, here's $10, and here's $20. How can I help? How can and to trust us to do what we had set out to do. It just came from an idea before it really took form. It was a very organic um, evolution, if you will, that happened, and we just kept going with it. It made us all feel good, and at the end of 10 days, um, it blew our minds, to say, wow, this really, really ought to help. And to see the chain of custody in which the all of the funds were transferred, either by wire or certified cashier's check by Miss Q directly to the Civis Bank, and to make sure that everything was recorded properly. It was an amazing job. We did it in 3 phases. We learned as we went. So none of it was planned. We had to learn some things, adjust some things, make certain adjustments, but keep going. And that's what culminated. That's what happened. And at the end of it,
Absolutely.
it was a moment for all of us.
It
We
did.
cried. We cried, for that achievement. You know,
Absolutely. Yeah, I know. I know. And wow. It's one of those things where, all the kids brought their pennies to school and
hmm
showed that, it didn't break nobody, but it amounted to a whole lot to help others.
right.
So, absolutely. That was amazing. Amazing.
So I'm, just as blessed to say that I've worked with some people that God had put in place uh, and made something very special happen. And now, we're looking for the result of summer coming home. It was all about finding summer. So let's continue to march. Let's continue to fight. We've come a long way. Uh,
Absolutely. And like I said, I will not give up. I will not give up until we find her. I will not give up until we get justice for her. I will not give up. I mean, I've been doing these lives. I have 4 kids too, and
mm,
I have, and you being a creator, you know how long it takes to put all your materials together, do your
yes,
research, to
yes,
do all that, that we're doing, and then, to spend all this time and um to get it out here, and do the lives and everything, and you know so you know what I'm going through. And if I did not love this little girl, if I didn't, everybody knows I love her. They know I love her, because you know that's real love. Is honest to God real love, when you're willing to go, because you lose a lot of sleep. You lose it, and sometimes I'm so tired I don't know if I'm going to be able to take another step. But God reminds me that, you know, it's worth it. It's worth it. And I
yes.
can take another step, and I will take another step. And you know what? With his help, I'm still stepping, and I'm going to keep stepping.
Good.
So,
Because I'll
you
be
know,
right. I'll be right beside you, stepping with you.
thank you. God bless you. That was really sweet.
I'm going to jump down and maybe allow Scott to come up, or anyone who wants to come up to speak with Prayer Garden in regards to the Summer Well case. We're still on it. You know, sometimes you have to take a pause, but I appreciate the information over the last three lives that you've done, because it's enlightened me to a point to where I can begin taking a look at certain things in a different way now. So I thank you. Thank you for putting that
Absolutely.
together.
And I thank you for coming up here. God bless and much love to you.
Yes, and likewise with you too.
Thank you.
Good night. Good night, chat. Take care. Be well. Stay blessed with Godspeed.
um, I'm going to put the link in the chat. I've been doing it all night. Anyone that likes to take it and come up, you are more than welcome to come up. Um, I did see some of you give me super chats and so forth, and comp compliment me, and I was not it did not get past me at all. At all. It did not get past me at all, and I thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you. Um for the super chats and that came by. Um if anyone would like to take the link and come up and talk about you know anything, do you want to talk about anything that's went on here tonight, or you give your input, you're more than welcome to grab the link and come up and speak with us. If Scott H would love to come up, I would love to have him. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, John Q. Absolutely, thank you. Thank you for coming up, and God bless you. And I'm going to be praying for his cold to go away. Um, Prayer Garden, how do you feel about the Mean Girls clan going to protest? Um, I support anything that supports Summer. I support anything that's going to get TBI off their backsides and um, doing what needs to be done for Summer. I am 100% all about Summer. And I want her found, just like all of you want her found. We want her found. As a family, you know, this little girl has brought us all together. And the love for her, as I said, I don't understand why we can't have, full love for one another in all of this. But as John said, some people just have, they're not willing to work in love and kindness. Um, and there's nothing you can do in that situation, um, other than boot them like I did Tiffany. So, you know, I don't know what to say on that aspect there. You're either for Summer or you're not. Summer's the victim. As I said, not Jody Sue, not anyone else. Summer is the victim. Summer is the one needing to be found. Summer is the one we all came together for. And Summer, we want to bring her home. We are all working to get justice for her. And I am not going to let anyone else, stand in the way of that. I'm sure you're not going to let anyone else stand in the way of that. And we are going to work together to get it done. We're going to get it done. And we ain't going to stop until we do. And we are going to meet we're going to get stumbled here and there, but we're not going to fall because God's with us. God goes before us, Jesus goes with us, and the angels watch over us. You know what? We ain't going to fall. We're going to make it to the finish line, and we're going to get what we want. Absolutely. John Q says, thank you, Miss Prayer Garden. Thank you, John. Thank you. God bless you. And I am definitely praying for your cold to go away. Not to get better, but to completely go away. God bless you. Absolutely, Sarah. Summer Moon, Utah well. Much love. That's why we're all here. That's why we're here. And that's the focus we're going to keep. We're keeping our sights set on summer. We're keeping ourselves moving forward for summer. We have a goal and we're going to reach it like they reached the billboards. Yes. The way they reached the reward fund going up. Yes. And you know what? We're going to reach bringing her home, and we're going to reach justice for her. Absolutely. We are, we're going to conquer it. And ain't nobody going to stand in our way of doing that. I want Jody Sue. She implicated herself. And we want TBI and law enforcement to look into this, take it serious. They need to be given lie detectors tests as well. As John Q said, they had motive. They had motive. We got a missing child. This woman has implicated herself into everything. Everything. And I want to know why. Justice for Summer Moon. Much love. Absolutely unified. Absolutely. God bless you all. God bless you all. I really love you guys. I do. I truly love, our family over here. And you guys are just awesome. You're awesome. And I thank you for being here. And like I said, you are not disposable. You're essential. You're essential. Don't ever let anyone treat you like you are disposable, timing you out, blocking you. That's bullshit. It's bullshit. And people that treat you like that, you don't need to be around. Good night, Sarah. God bless. Since no one else is wanting to come up or discuss summer, I think that I'm going to look at the chat. Annie says, much love, Prayer Garden. Thank you, Annie A. God bless you. I've been watching you all night in the chat, and you're amazing. Thank you. Misty Rose says, good night, everyone, and have a great night. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sarah said, it was a great night. I mean, PG, thank you, hon. Thank you, Sarah, for being here. God bless you. Absolutely, unified. Absolutely. We are going to find her, and we're going to do it with prayer, because you know what? God answers prayers, and we know that. We know that. And you know what? We have enough faith in God to know He is going to answer our prayers. Absolutely. I know. And He's been answering mine. As I said, everything's on God's time. And He sent John up here tonight. That's where John was supposed to be, and he was. The Lord puts us where we're supposed to be, and I truly believe that. So Sarah says, God bless you also, PG. Love and prayers. Thank you, Sarah. God bless you. John Q says, thank you to everyone in the chat room for supporting Miss Prayer Garden tonight. Yeah, thank you, John. God bless you. Annie A says, much love. Bring summer home with much love. Absolutely. And love's, Jesus says love conquers all. The most important thing in this world is love. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, and it's our love for summer that is going to conquer all. We are going to get that justice. We're going to find her and we're going to get that justice. Absolutely. Because God knows how much we love her. Sarah said, keep Summer and the Wells in your prayers, everyone. Love, prayers, good night, all. Absolutely. Please keep everybody in your prayers. But most of all, please pray for Summer. Let's not give up on praying. Absolutely not. You see how far God has brought us? Keep praying. He's answering our prayers. He hears you. So please keep praying. I ask every night, everyone, please keep praying for her. I pray all the time, and I can see God is answering our prayers. So please keep praying. All right, I'm going to say good night to everyone. God bless you. Much love to you. Good night.